Hey everybody, welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are worth the buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? Let's get into it. Thank you all for hanging out with me on the live stream today. It's been quite a day. It's been a wild day. I don't know why I have this stock pulled up. Let's take a look at AMC and GameStop, pretty crazy. Let's take a look at the 1 days, okay? Pretty crazy stuff. Let me take a sip of water and we will jump into it. Olive, welcome. Eddie, backhand. Man, we got everybody here. Muhammad, Julian, thank you. Yeah, finally got off work. Guys, whew, what a day. What's up, Diamond? What's up? Yeah, absolutely a crazy day. And I do have a few news articles pulled up. I do like to, obviously let's talk about it. We have some time. Let's talk about exactly what's been going on and and see what the dealio is. Check out the stock REI. I just checked and it went from 1% average short. Diamond, where do you check your or backhand? Where do you check your average short? Is it like Fintel or something? So let's take a look at AMC. And this is something that we have been anticipating. Obviously, I did, I was really predicting an up day today for AMC today. I thought it was going to be up. I was wrong. Goes to show you that it's a wild market. It looks like most of the market was down again. I'm actually pretty surprised that it's another down day. That's why I was like 2 down days in a row has been kind of rare, especially during COVID, it's been such a bull market, especially after we locked down around March 18th. Everything has usually been pretty good. And so it's kind of crazy. Okay, it looks like we're getting some interesting numbers around here. Let's take a look at Fintel. And, Fintel, sometimes it's tricky because, I don't always want to check it just because, let me pull this up here, get logged in so I can get all of the good stuff for us. And, Fintel's a little tricky because I don't want to, sometimes we validate it and sometimes we don't validate it. But I guess it'll be a good point of reference just to take with a grain of salt and see what we have going on. Let's take a look at the AMC short interest right here. We will also take a look at GameStop. So do not feel, I know I've been making a lot of GameStop videos recently, guys. And so, but we'll get into GameStop in just a second, but Fintel reporting 0 shares available to short. I'm not sure I'm seeing this. Looks like last update, not too long ago, but we'll have to see. Eddie has got a business meeting today, so I'll hop in around 8. Hey, catch you later, Eddie. Have a good one. Hopefully that meeting goes well for you, buddy. AMC entry price okay, so Chan is saying AMC entry price going to be around $7.50 to $8. If it's bearish, could be down to $5, right? And this is something that I've been ready for. A lot of people don't like to compare it to, and I'm one of them. I really don't want to compare it too much to the Volkswagen squeeze. It really is so different. But if we did want to take a look, theoretically, it did go back down to the previous lows, basically. Obviously, it still had a bit of a run up, but I kind of agree with Chan here. Chan is saying, oh, you're talking about GME. Okay, I will take a look at GME in just 1 second. Sorry, I misunderstood. Taking a look at this squeeze, granted, and I want to be crystal clear. This is something kind of different. Okay, so just this went back down to basically, in my opinion, it'd be around the $5 range for AMC. And then before you would moon. Okay, and so that's just my opinion. If you did see my video yesterday about GameStop, then you will know that GameStop is some interesting stuff going on. If you missed my video yesterday, I actually talked about how why is this not going? Okay, I actually talked about how what are they called? They're GameStop themselves. They talk about the short squeeze. It was crazy. It was so interesting how that happened. Oh, this is the SEC filings. Maybe I can go ahead and click into the short interest. Yes. Okay, so taking a look at the short interest, the short shares available is 0, which is pretty insane. Actually, I do have a few articles, guys. I've been I've been trying to find these seconds of time throughout my day to find some articles that are super interesting. And here's one that I found on Reddit, and I haven't been able to validate it or anything. So just take it, it's Reddit post, take it for what it is. But looks like they're on, I don't think I've heard of Stonko Tracker. Oh, Stonk. Oh my gosh. Oh, Tracker. Okay, so just bear with me here while I get this. Okay, so it looks like potentially, I'm really not sure who made this. Stonko Tracker, probably some kind of Wall Street Bets person. So it is what it is, but it looks interesting because it seems like they went ahead and got all the ETFs. Now, granted, keep in mind, again, just to be super transparent, guys, I'm not sure where these ETFs are pulling from. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if these ETFs are being pulled from, if they actually have all the data for which ETFs, and they're doing the calculation of the percentage of GameStop that is in this ETF, and then they're calculating it out. Who knows? But if you take a look at this, it looks like now with the short shares being so low, they're really jumping into ETFs. Now, I'm having some difficulty, and my difficulty that I'm having is, I don't know what the hedge funds are thinking. Obviously they put themselves in a vulnerable position, but they're not dumb typically. You know what I mean? We just so happen to catch them with their hands in the cookie jar. And that's what happened. But I just worry about their strategy. I don't know what they're trying to do. I really don't know. For all I know, they are trying to bring this stock as low as possible, because whenever they start to cover, then they will have to pay less at the beginning, and obviously it'll continue to grow. But it's really hard to say. Like I'm, and if anyone has a theory or an article, something I can reference, please let me know, because what's their plan? They're going to short all of these shares, and then they're going to short all of these shares, and they're hoping that they're going to that we're going to give up. Like, whenever we're seeing all the data, they have to know we're looking at this data. I guarantee they have several people at the very, very least from each hedge fund, whoever is short on this, just looking at these shares. And I wouldn't be surprised if different hedge funds, even if they were rival hedge funds, are helping each other out, trying to help each other out with this kind of data. I mean, and they have to see what is going on. I'm sure they're in all of the subreddits. And I just don't know what their plan is. I would love to know what their plan is, because there's no way they're just going to try to short themselves out of the squeeze. You know what I mean? Like, so crazy. Oh, Eddie's meeting got postponed. Oh man, I got too excited. I hope I didn't get the hiccups just now. Eric says, apparently shares of AMC and GME are being traded OTC. Yes, I did see that. The title of that DD, I did not go through the DD. I'm not sure if I have it pulled up here. And here's another one that kind of goes into what is going on with the ETFs. I'm going to close this one and put this over here. So again, obviously them going into the ETFs. This is one person. Another person kind of looking at the ETFs. And obviously the GME dropped so much, the fake dramatic text or whatever. And we can see, well, yeah, that's what happens when someone shorts the entire Russell 2000 on it. Now, we're kind of getting a little out of my wheelhouse here. I can see, and I saw what people are talking about this, and whether these are ETFs, you can see everything that's going on. Just some crazy stuff going on. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on. Let me see if I have any other articles that I saved. I'm not sure if I saved the actual one. Here's another one that I saved. Let's see what this person is saying. I think this guy is actually going to be on Trey's trades coming up soon. I saw Trey tweet him, and he tweeted back. So, I'm sure we'll see something there relatively soon. But this person says, bingo bangos, we'll say. I slipped and fell those dark pool shares. Guess who's traded over 1 billion shares of AMC on the dark pool. step right up and look, and we can take a look if we could zoom in here. Citadel has 1 billion shares traded on, and this is the OTC. This is what we're talking about, OTC right here. And so I hate to say this, but what does this mean? I really couldn't give you a clear answer as to what the heck this means. What I don't understand is how they're trading AMC on OTC like this. And you know, I'm always going to give it to you guys straight, and this is, we're in a different ball game now. I've been studying up on squeeze and what's been going on, and they short the ETFs and this and that, and now this is a whole new piece of information that has been presented to me that I haven't been able to look into it. So if anyone has any kind of DD or anything that we could really dive into, I would love to see what it exactly means. Okay, so taking a look at if anyone has like any kind of DD that would help us break this down, I would love to know. Even this guy says he says, I'll update whenever I find more info on what I just found. And this is a good point. And I guess I'm like super excited about this and super just, I don't want to, be spreading any kind of fear or any kind of information. This guy says it could be nothing. Now, I think it's all very strange. I don't know how they're trading 1 billion shares of AMC whenever it clearly says, if we break this down and, if this is a legitimate service and everything, there's 1 billion shares being traded on AMC, whenever we know that's way over what the float would actually be. And AMC means, right, OTC typically being penny stocks, right? But I don't understand, like, AMC is not a penny stock. That's where my confusion comes. But, I don't want to jump too crazy into this. Basically, the DD is the stock will go up. There's a lot of shares, right? Yeah, and that's a great point. Thank you, Cameron, for bringing that up. Essentially, oh gosh, we need group names still. Cheeto, we're still on that one. So anyways, essentially, while I can't really break this down, it looks like there's a lot of interesting things going on with AMC. And at the end of the day, the shorts are going to have to cover. And that is really... we can dive deep into all this DD and stuff. If you don't want to wrap your head around it, or, like right now, it's hard to wrap your head around, or whatever's happening, these guys are going to have to cover, because these guys are outstanding these shares. I mean, let's take a look at just AMC yeah, I think I can just search float. This should show up like FinViz. Let me see if we have the total float here. Oh, short float. Oh, that's pretty cool. Shares outstanding. Where's just the okay, I don't typically use that site. Let's see if I think AMC or this one has it pretty easily, right? Float is 4 million shares, right? 400 million shares. I'm sorry, I misspoke. 400 million shares. So if there are 400 million shares available in the float, and remember, the float is the total amount of shares available to just for, if you wanted to own essentially the entire company, you would purchase 400 million of the shares. Okay. And so how do they own, or seem like they own, or anything? How is this number even allowed in the system if it's not like, and again, I guess I don't really understand which system this is. They're saying dark pool. I don't know. Let's see what. I'm sorry I'm not more prepared about this, guys. Like, let's see if we can. Oh, here we go. Dark pool. I guess there we go. So here is the key takeaways. I always go here. It just kind of sums everything up. I love the key takeaways. Huge fan of Investopedia right now. Dark pools are private asset exchanges designed to provide additional liquidity and anonymity for trade. So much for anonymity with their name being right here. I don't know how that works, but okay. And anonymity for trading large blocks of securities away from the public eye. Ooh, that does not sound good for Citadel right now. Dark pools provide pricing and cost advantages to buy-side institutions such as mutual funds, pension funds, which claim that these benefits ultimately accrue in the retail investors who invest in these funds. However, dark pools lack transparency, which makes them susceptible to conflicts of interest by their owners and predatory trading practices by HFT firms. Yikes. HFT, I want to know, it didn't click for me, but HFT firms are high frequency trading firms. And holy smokes, this is insane. That's some crazy stuff. And I mean, there we have it. There's some crazy stuff going on. I am still waiting for this regulatory rule, the Rule 801, to be passed. People have been passing around this link. I saw some interesting post this morning saying it passed, but I'm not seeing anything here confirming that Rule 801 passed. And, you know, I kind of searched 801. I wonder if it's not in here, if it hasn't passed. From my understanding, it would have shown up here whenever it had officially passed. And I tried searching for, maybe I can search for the actual name and maybe it will show up. But currently, yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. So maybe it hasn't passed just yet, but I'm sure they're working very, very hard to get this passed. And you better believe, I do think that the SEC has, whether it's I'm sure it's a very, very small group of people, but I'm sure they have a few people looking, well, I want to say I would think that they have them on Wall Street Bets. And if I was working for the SEC and I was like assigned to this case, I would probably be on Wall Street Bets, see the DD, and then check the information for myself, because there's just so many of us just trying to figure out exactly what's going on. So who knows? It's crazy. Jim says, what are the chances if we were to ask Kramer about the dark pool? Would he answer? He would have answered until that video came out of him, you know, what he did with the hedge funds and stuff, the illegal practices. But I don't know if I don't think he would do it now. He used to, it seems like he used to brag a lot, which is why he did that on that TV show or whatever it was, the interview. And now I'm sure he wouldn't do it, but I guarantee he probably knows something about this. So crazy stuff. Absolute crazy stuff. Who said that? One second, Sean. Olive, I appreciate the moderation of the chat. Thank you so much, my friend. So SkyTrader says, didn't AMC have a have proxy to dilute their value order? Okay, for the 500 million shares. So we've talked about that. So the proxy passed the vote. Did they have the voting results already been in for AMC? Because I don't think I've heard about this. Jake, we'll take a look at some stocks in just a moment. Let me let's just get a little bit caught up on everything going on with GameStop and AMC and see if we can break down a little bit of what's going on. We'll talk about this for a second, but yeah, I'd love to take a look at some stocks. Remind me in a little bit. And we'll definitely take a look. Yeah, let's see where AMC and GameStop are currently in the market. And we'll go ahead and get back to what is going on. So here I do see, just completely ignore what I say. Kimber, I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I am trying to, OTC means over the counter. Okay, thank you very much. Check out this DD. Kimber, your DD did not post. If you do have good DD for me, you can send it to me in the Discord, I think. That should work, right? Try sending it to me in the Discord, and I think that'll work. Oh, Ari, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. All right, we're gonna see what's happened. So let's take a look at what's going on. AMC. So AMC, look, just a rough day. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. And let's see what's been going on. We did have this level of support. And so if you've been here for a little bit, the 3-month, well, let's zoom in a little bit here. And we can see we had an ascending level of support, right? And then here, it tried to respect it a little bit. If we look at the 1 month, it is a little easier to see. So you see it tried to respect it, and it fell through. So technically it broke it as soon as this candle, these 3 candles were under it. But it broke back, and as you can see, the level of support turned into a level of resistance, back into a level of support, and now a level of resistance again. So it looks like it kept on falling though, and it didn't really challenge back. I think this will continue to be some kind of level of support or resistance as we continue. But what's up, Johnson? What's up? But as we continue here, I think that it is going to, hopefully, we'll see what it's going to do. I would be very, very ready for some crazy stuff to continue to happen. Just with everything going on. Okay. And this is kind of something I did predict before. So if you guys remember, their backs are against the wall. So they're going to try to do whatever they can. This is the final, in my opinion, I think that this is the final kind of like end game, like the final hurrah for them. And they're going to try, and they're going to try to get out or something. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I think that they're going to try to go ahead and drive the price down and try to cover as low as it could be and try to go up. But it's, man, it's really, really tricky to see exactly what, to know. I wish I could be a fly on the wall and hear what they're saying. Like, I would love to know. So taking a look at, and well, AMC down, oh boy, 15%. So we are on the SSR, which is good. Well, and again, we talked about the SSR. We think the SSR is great, right? But as we've seen, the SSR has not saved us at all whenever it comes to what has been happening. Not at all. But we are up 4% in the after hours, so that's excellent. And hey, if you are one of those people who have a higher, maybe $13, $14 entry price or average cost, I should say, now may be a good time if you'd like to average down. This may be a good point. I don't know if this is the bottom. You may be able to average down some more. But again, this is not financial advice. Do what is best for you. And I'm just giving you some options. Kimber says check Discord. Let's see. Okay, I see it from Toasty over here. Theoretical DD. Okay, perfect. I do you see that here? I gotcha. I'll pull that up in just one moment. After we get through these. So, yeah. So this may be an opportunity to average down on your position. If that's something you were looking and doing. However, we don't know if it's going to go down or up. So, if you do predict that it's going to go down some more, but you still want to add to your positions just in case it continues to go back up. You don't have to purchase everything. Let's say you have $1,000 you want to put in. You could put in, $250, $500, whatever you want to put. And then if it continues to go down, continue to average down, put a little more money in, a little more money in, a little more money in, and until you're comfortable with where you are. All right, let's take a look at GameStop. Let's look at it on the 1 day. We triggered the SSR I think it was basically instantly in the day, just super early in the morning, I think. It was just down. And then it just continued, kind of like tried to recover, and then it just kind of just plummeted. It's kind of weird because it was very clean downward movement. I really don't like, pretty similar with AMC as well. Anybody else? And whenever you look at these stocks, look like a lot of companies that were down. I mean, clean movement. They're all kind of similar, and so I don't know. Just look like a bad day for the entire market. For the entire market, man, BlackBerry just kind of super consistently coming down. So rough stuff. So looking at GameStop, and I am ready to disclose. I have taken a position in GameStop. After all the research I've been doing, the DD, I saw the information from this morning about just everything going on. I decided to take a position. My current average price is 135, I believe. So that's my average price currently. And if this goes down to like $50, then I'm going to continue to average down. I feel like the potential for a squeeze is getting more real and more real by the day, and I think there's money to be made here, and so I'm buying the dip. So just full disclosure, guys, here's the deal. And have I keeping, and I'll always keep it honest with you guys. Most of my position is in AMC. My position in GameStop really is not even close to anywhere as substantial as AMC. I do have a larger position in like IVR, for example, stock that you guys know I am bullish on. So I do have a larger position in here than I do in GameStop. But just full transparency, I'm always going to keep it honest with you guys. And yeah, all of us says get that average to 60. I know, and it's funny because it makes me think like, oh, I should have bought at 50. Like, should have bought at 50. I should have got one share at 50. Like, and that would have helped my average a lot, especially trying to buy in now. But as this continues to go down, I buy the dip. That's what I do. So, what's up, Bobby? And that is that. So, I did want to take a look at one thing really quick. I know we have Diamond back in here, TCAT. Hopefully this is treating you pretty well. I saw it was down a lot today, and I saw it earlier. I was like, oh boy, got a little nervous, but that's okay. We'll see what happens. And I did want to look at, I don't know if Beverly is in here, but Beverly had HOFV 5-day. Down a little bit. You know what I don't understand about, and if someone can break this down, why does it say they open at 525, they close at 560 or whatever, or they're currently whatever, and they're up 30%, like 38%. Is that from the no, it's not from the pre-market. I don't know why that would say that. I'm super confused as to why that happens. Might be a glitch or something, but we'll see. Okay, let's take a look at this DD that was sent to me via the Discord. I appreciate you sending me there. Let me see if I can copy link and get it pulled up. Okay, keep in mind, guys, I'm like just pulling this up. Someone just sent this to me. I figure, you know what? Why not? I'm legit gonna get like a tinfoil hat or something, so that whenever we get into some of this crazy stuff, we know the sentiment of what is going on. Just take everything with a grain of salt, and not that it's like invalid or anything, but just so we can all be aware of what is going on. Okay, so let's take a look. As the price drops, hypothesis. Okay, theoretical DD. No TLDR, but pretty short. So let's take a look. I believe as they short the stock, we'll see gamma squeeze take into effect soon. They're running out of shorts to hammer on us. If you think they're just going to do it to scare people away, that's not the truth. Well, there you go then. I believe there's a threshold. They're trying to hit with shorting this much. Right. That's kind of what I was saying as well. So the reason I say this is because as the price drops before my eyes, we don't see it shooting the failure to delivers in the market, or into the market, not yet at least. I believe what they'll attempt to do is hit a mark around $5 to $7 before they flood in the market with all their failure to delivers. It only makes sense that due to the fact that the price is sitting at $9.25 as I'm writing this, and there's still yet to be a sign of the FTDs. That just means that they are shorting to get a point where they can. Yeah. So this is exactly what I was saying earlier, right? My only theory would be that they're spending, and you have to keep in mind, in business, it's like, remember, this is a business transaction to them, essentially, in a way. What's going to be cheaper to cover whenever it's at, $14 and then just go up from there? Or, and maybe that'll cost billions, or maybe they can save $1 billion or more by using millions to drive down the price and then paying it from there. And so that may be what's happening. Exactly in line with what I was saying earlier. So I appreciate the link and showing me this. So it's very possible. And again, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, and I hope all of you are in a comfortable position where you're either averaging down or you feel good about what's going on. And I'm looking this. I am anticipating the short squeeze. But in the very worst case scenario, some kind of crazy trickery happens, I still know I'm going to do fantastic by the end of the year. And I've made peace with that, and that really helps me to hold. Diamond says, had a nice gain on WKEY. It was too risky to hold overnight. How do you feel about the chart? Let's take a look. And I do owe somebody a DD. I'm not sure who it was earlier that I told you I would look at your stock. We can take a look really quick. I'd be happy to. Lance says, what do you think AMC will be at the end of the week? Honestly, at this pace, it's hard to say. You know, I would not be surprised if we continue to go down to that $5 mark. I really wouldn't. Excuse me. I don't think they'll hit 5 exactly, but I wouldn't be surprised if we go to 6 to 7 before we see any kind of change. So looking at this, okay. Man, you were in on this? Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. And you wrote it to the top. Hey, you know what? It seems like you pulled out at a great time. I wonder if you pulled that down here or you pulled that up here, Diamond. So let me know. But let's take a look at the Fibonacci retracement. Well, then again, it hasn't really recovered, but let's see where we currently are. We'll go ahead and do it from here to, we'll grab it to here. And hey, nice 50% retracement, not too bad. As you can see, so, you know, what you're going to be looking for tomorrow, especially in the morning, you'd want to look for them to continue to respect, and I'll go ahead and draw it here, no problem. Probably around here. You're going to want them to respect this, okay? And what you'll want to look for is, and this is not a very good trend line to do right now, but I'll just show you what I would be looking for, you know, possibly if I was you. I'd look for some kind of, you know, squeeze down, and then I'd wait for this, like if this bar right here was a huge green bar, I would feel very good about taking a position at that point, you know, because theoretically it would have broken through this like squeeze down, and it's going to have a you know, I'm not sure if it'd be a bullish reversal, but it'd be a you know, potentially a bullish run. So that's something I'd be looking for. I don't like this trend line because there's not many candles touching it. There's just these two, and I do like to get, you know, 3 or 4 at the minimum. Pulled out at 21, but you know what, $9. Hey, no, don't pull out at the very top. You know, it's impossible to pull out at the very top or anywhere else to find it. 21 is that's perfect. It couldn't be any more perfect than that. So excellent. That is so great. I know, 2 diamonds. I know, backhand. I'm sorry, and I've been calling you both diamond. You're both gems in my heart. Ooh, that was a good one. That was smooth. I'm gonna write that down. Anyways, so yeah, hey, that was a great run. Great job not being greedy. The most of the times I lost in my life is because I get greedy, and I get so greedy, and I just see green, and I'm like, just take your profits and chill for a second. And so, good call pulling out. You're absolutely right. You don't know what's going to happen after market, after hours, pre-market, and it gets scary. It gets scary. Izzy, we keep missing the lives. Make sure you have those notifications turned on, so you don't miss these. But yes, it is. I know. I'm tricking you both. Okay, I'm gonna call you backhand. I'm gonna call you diamond. Or life, diamond, life, backhand, diamond, backhand. We'll see. I'll figure something out. I want something nice and smooth. So, anyways, yeah. Hey, this could be great. Just obviously be careful. You know, I'd watch it, and if you can't really watch it, if you don't have time to watch it, then just be cautious. Maybe a stop loss or something. You had great profits. So great play. I love seeing when you guys win. If you guys win on one of these plays, 100% run in a day, let me know. I can't wait to see these. You know. I can't wait to see it. Let's see what else we have going on. Okay, Olive, here we go. Olive's about to drop some knowledge. Olive says, an old saying is, you can try to keep 20% in top and 20% on bottom. I'll take the middle 60. Boom. There we go. Slow clap. No, I'm just kidding. Fantastic. Mike Anthony, are you interested in getting info for better crypto gains? Okay, Mike, I feel like you're about to spam something, my friend. So I think I've seen this kind of bot person on my channel before, in my comments. Also, if you guys ever see anything about some crazy people saying, oh, crypto changed my life, I contacted this person. Please don't click that. I mean, I don't think I have to tell anyone that, but I just want to make sure that y'all are like not clicking it. Don't message their WhatsApp. I would not recommend. I try to delete them as soon as I can, but if I miss it, just report them or something. Okay. So take a look. Mavis got, no, wait a second. Did Mavis hit 25? Oh, I thought Mavis got, Pop, you got me excited. Oh boy, this is one of those stocks where I took someone's advice and I hopped in. And this is one where I kind of want to hop out and put into GameStop / AMC. And I'm not gonna lie, if these stocks get low enough, I'm just gonna liquidate the majority of my account. And unfortunately, some of it will be a loss, but I feel like I'll make up the returns better in better on those other stocks. And maybe this is one of those where I might have to just take a loss on it and just recover it on AMC or GameStop. This is my personal play. Probably don't do something like that, but we'll have to see. Yeah, Mavis, I mean, here's the deal. Maybe it's had a pretty good run. Let's look at the 3 month. Yeah, so Mavis has been running pretty well. I got in, sure enough, I got in at the top over here. So I'm really not liking too much of my position. But again, this is one of the stocks. I did not do my own DD. I just took someone's opinion, bought in where I didn't want to buy in, and just, I didn't think for myself is what I'll say. So, make sure you're comfortable with your play and you'll hold it. So that's good. Nicholas, what's up, dude? How's it going? Is that person still in here, Mike Anthony? Do you want to know? Mike, is Mike trying to promote his own channel? I don't know what's going on. Mike, what's going on, buddy? This guy's sketching me out. I don't know. I don't see an account for him. So, I don't know. Okay. Yep. You're out of here, buddy. Hide user on this channel, I think it is. Great. And he's out of here. Excellent. David says, did Robinhood's been frozen for over an hour? Oh, yikes. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Robinhood. Sketchy stuff. Zynga under, I'd buy more. Right. And James, you're right. The only thing is, while this is a good place and what I could do is average down, I don't want to put any more money into this. I've already put enough money where I was happy with my investment. And at this point, this may be the wrong way to think about it, but I don't want to average down or anything. I just want to either play this long term and, I'm sure it'll probably recover, but, or I might just cut losses. And granted, I think it is going to be a good long-term play, but right now I'm a little impatient because of the other plays I want to make. And that's just the nature of the beast. You got to be patient. Robin. Yeah, okay. It seems like Robinhood's been doing some weird stuff. I really couldn't tell you exactly what is going on with them, but we'll just have to see. Connor says, are you the guy who ate the giant cheese wheel? No, Connor. I did not eat a giant cheese wheel. What? Sean says, learn from me, don't be greedy. GME was my first stock move ever. Bought in at 151. Could have sold at 350 peak for 3,200 profit. Now I'm at $500 loss. I got you. Sean, sometimes that happens, but I'm personally bullish on the GameStop and AMC. I did take a position today, and I feel good about everything. So I'm not too worried about it. But again, everyone needs to do what's right for them. If you need to get out of your position, pay your bills, take care of yourself, feed your family, then that's what you got to do. But I'm just letting you know my personal play. James says, you're right too. Talking about Mavis. It's your money, and sometimes you need to move things around to free up cash. I took a loss today for a similar reason, to free up funds. Yeah, and sometimes, and I think that's a good point that not too many people talk about. But you have to be careful. You have to pick and choose your battles. Because, for example, with Mavis, right? I took a position at a higher point, and I would have to take a loss and move my money. But I don't do this all the time. Okay, I put my money in, I let it sit for at the very least a few months. I get my gains, and then I pull out. If I do decide to pull out, and if I'm pulling out, I have decided that I have a better play that I'm more comfortable with, that I think will have a better return. So make sure that you're not just make sure that you're not buying in, it dips, and you're like, oh, I guess I lost, and pull out, and then it raises up. Or, I mean, do what you want, but I probably would not recommend that. Sometimes you have to stick it out, and sometimes you have to cut your losses. So you have to know when it is to do that. Mavis going to swing right back up. Yeah, a lot of people are bullish on Mavis. I know trades. He thinks this is going to be like $100 stock. And here's the deal. I hope you guys. I hope that's great for him. I hope it works out, and I hope it works out for me too. I am in the stock, and we'll have to see. See what else we have. We had a few. There was one more thing I wanted to take a look at. Oh, it was Sean. Sean also said, you said something here, Sean. Sean said, where to go? I didn't play with money I couldn't afford to lose. And I think that's important, very important, very, very important to make sure that you guys understand that nothing is a sure thing. And these stocks go up and down. And sometimes you're going to catch it at the bottom. Sometimes you'll catch it at the top. And you just have to make sure that you're making clear, just good plays. Eddie says, hey, glad to see you got into GME as well. Might as well have two possible squeezes. Yeah. And, honestly, I'd love for, if one of them has a crazy run up and I move the money to the other one, or vice versa, or, no one really knows what's going to happen with the squeeze. A lot of people are comparing it to the VW squeeze, and we're seeing that it took, it actually took 2 days for that to squeeze. And, I know the chart, it's hard to see because they're not candles, but if you take a look at the candles, it was like 2 days for the squeeze. And that's something to keep in mind, Now, will this one be a 2 days? Excuse me. Will this one be a 2 day squeeze? I couldn't tell you. Is it going to be a 1 month squeeze? I couldn't tell you. Is it going to squeeze for 8 months like Tesla possibly did? Hard to say. You guys are so wild. You guys are so funny. Yes, not financial advice. Thank you all for reminding everybody. Guys, not financial advice. Just, this is just my observations, my speculations, what I'm personally going to do, my philosophies, and always do what is absolutely best for you. Alan says, what are your thoughts on realty stocks? I flippin' love them. Okay. I flippin' love them. What's going on with Flashy? Hold the good stuff. Okay, Flash is cool. Flash is hanging out. Flashy has some serious gains. Okay, so Alan, I do like realty stocks. I really do. Even RKT, I like RKT. I like one of my favorite plays right now that I've been telling people is IVR. IVR being one of those plays where it's a long hold, but I think there's going to be a lot of upside to it. IVR currently, sitting down a little bit. This might be a good, if anybody was looking to entry IVR, this may be a good point for you. Okay, look at it on the 5-year chart. And hey, they've been doing pretty fantastic. The lowest they've traded in the past 5 years was in 2016, and it was at $7. So it still has a good ways to go. I love it. Like, I think it's so important for people to think about what is your play after the squeeze. There's a squeeze. What are you going to do after it? You're rich. Okay, what now? How are you going to keep your money? You're going to keep doing risky plays, keep YOLOing it until you're either a billionaire or you're broke. I'd rather play it much, much slower, live off my gains, and continue to grow them so I can truly retire extremely early. And that's going to be my goal. And as you can see here, just going upward for the last literally like 5 years. And then you see this crazy drop, and this is exactly when COVID hit. And you can see this on every single chart. You'll look at probably 95% of charts are going to look like this, because everyone kind of dropped on March 18th for COVID. And now they're haven't recovered quite yet. They're still, look, but they dropped to $1.80 and they're at, 380 right now. So some good returns already over the course of, almost a year, and some solid returns, 100% over a year. And on top of that, in my opinion, I think it's a super safe stock. I really, really like this stock. 50% institutional ownership, and good stuff. It's boring stuff that is I love. I think you can even see if they have a dividend, 32. So for every, I don't know what do we have a percentage here? 8% dividend. Not bad at all. Not bad at all for a dividend. So, this is a long play though, a long play. You're not going to double your money overnight, and don't think that you will. Okay, maybe you get lucky and you'll have a little whatever the heck this was, from $2 to maybe $5, but I would not bet. You can't bet on these. You don't know if that's going to happen again. And so yes, I do like, this is only one of them. I have a bunch of different plays, guys, that whenever all this is over, I'm gonna continue to let you know exactly what's going on. I Diamond, I guess that's like love, like Diamond Hand. I love IVR. Bought 50 more today, actually. Hey, great. That's fantastic. I thought about buying more, but I don't know. I want to buy so much. Like, I wish I had a lot of money to buy all of this stuff. It's just so funny. But yeah, Trade Time says it's good to get into any stock with the intention of holding for 1 to 4 months. I think you're 100% right, Trade. It's so important to make sure that we're going to hold hold your stocks. This is not a get rich quick scheme. Sometimes it kind of is, but realistically, you need to be ready for the long game, the long con, potentially. So, great words. I saw someone in here say, Diamond, hit the sub button. I can't sub anymore. I appreciate it. Man, guys, Diamond would sub, Diamond Backhand would sub twice if he could. And you know what? I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. Sky Trader says EV Airlines is the future. I don't know if you mean both of them together. Oh, it says, I guess that might be an Archer quote or something. But yeah, EV I like, airlines I like. Anything that has not really recovered so well yet, I think you're going to do fantastic. American Airlines, Dom, I do like American Airlines. I think they are going to continue to grow. Tesla's in a weird spot. I really don't know how I feel about Tesla right now. Here's it. Do I like Elon? Yes. Do I like the company? Yes. Do I think they're going to go out of business ever? No. Now, their stock, what's their stock going to do is really hard to say. I mean, do I think their stock is going to be, I guess that their stock could be $1,500, but it's getting a little scary how high it's going. Brian, I did talk about a little bit about the dark pool trades. We can talk about this a little bit more for anyone who hasn't who wasn't here for this. Keep in mind, this is, I don't know this guy's credentials. I don't know who he is. I found this on Reddit, and but I'll be more than happy to take a look. So this person says, guess who's traded over 1 billion shares of AMC on the dark pool. Step right up and okay, so it's Citadel, and we can see here AMC over 1 billion shares with a B, and this was updated 3/1. Okay, it's insane. And this person does say this could be nothing but just what he found, and so he's going to update us more whenever he lets us know what he found. So if you want to follow this person, feel free to. And I think Trade is going to try to bring him on. So that'll be great. But interesting stuff. So what now? We're all learning together. Okay. So what is dark pool? Taking a look at dark pool. Taking a look at dark pool here. We'll go ahead and look here. So dark pools are private asset exchanges designed to provide additional liquidity and anonymity for trading large blocks of securities away from the public eye. Dark pools provide pricing and cost advantages to buy-side institutions such as mutual funds and pension funds. Okay, you know what? I don't think that this one is really... So I'm going to highlight these so I don't read the middle one, because the middle one is kind of maybe useless for our purpose. However, dark pools lack of transparency makes them susceptible to conflicts of interest by their owners and predatory trading by HFT firms, high frequency trading firms. Okay. And this is what we're seeing. It's crazy. It's so funny because all of these things, like we learn about these acronyms, right? Like I remember we talk about the high frequency trading, right? We've talked about that. And then we've talked about just all this other stuff, all these other things, the all of it. And it just all comes together. It's so funny how it continues to come together. And now, maybe I have the wrong hat on. Maybe I need to have my, my tinfoil hat on whenever I'm talking about this stuff. But look, guys, it's right in front of us. You know what I mean? And I feel like a crazy person connecting the dots. But hey, it's right in front of us. So interesting stuff. Flashy says, where Cheeto, you go into Flashy Gains. And that's my, my thing. Okay. Hey, okay. So I'm happy this question was asked because this is something I keep forgetting to address and no one really asked about it. CTRM, people are asking about that. I need to remember to check that one too. Okay. So taking a look at, you know what I would love? I would love a, okay, let me know if this exists. I'm gonna have to recruit you guys really quick. Let me know if this exists. A board where you can ask questions and then you guys can just upvote them kind of in real time. If that exists, send it to me in Discord because I really want to see. This way, if everyone has the same question, I would love to get to those questions just to help out the majority of people, and then we can kind of trickle down into the questions. I think that'll be super helpful. But let's take a look. I just had it right in front of me. SkyTrader, this is a great point. I'm so happy you brought this up. SkyTrader said Tesla will hit 3K while other smaller EV manufacturers get raises too. Or, they rise up. So if Tesla goes up, then other EV spaces go up. So that's a great point. And from a trading perspective, I suppose that would be true, but technically also they would be stealing a little bit of their market share. So I guess you have to think about this. I love your thought process. I'm trying to think if it actually holds water though, but I see what you're saying. Shopify. Okay. That's what I was going to say. Okay. So let's look at Shopify. So Shopify is one of these interesting stocks that I'm curious about. I don't know what's going to happen with this. And let me tell you why. So here's how it's been. I mean, guys, look at this over COVID 1 year. I mean, just insane from 305 to, and look at it over 5 years, just a crazy good thing. Just absolutely insane investment over, 5 years. Holy smokes. So Shopify, if anyone doesn't know what Shopify is, it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's an easy way to, let's see if you have like an e-commerce business, you're trying to sell hats, like Trace Trades, whenever he's selling his merch, he sells it on a Shopify website. And that's essentially what it is. An easy way to get your stuff up and running super fast. And you don't really have to worry about all this crazy stuff. And so that's what a Shopify website is essentially. Now, this stock did really well. And this is a theory I have. This stock did really well whenever it was COVID time. Why is that? Because everyone started to switch over to this kind of store. You know what I mean? They didn't have a choice. They were forced to start these kinds of stores. I work at a marketing firm where we had a bunch of people come to us as soon as the pandemic happened, March 18th and on, whenever everything was closing and they were shut down. They were like, I don't know how I'm going to run my business. I have to go online. And our marketing company boomed because this is what people needed. So with that being said, now that everything's starting to open, I don't know how many people are going to continue to open Shopify stores. And I don't know if you're going to continue to get this growth, but the question is also, are they going to cancel the Shopify store? Are they going, do they pay for a contract? Are they in some kind of contract? I don't think that would be the case. I don't think they're really into contracts or anything, but some questions you need to ask yourself. Personally, and this might be an excellent play. It might continue to grow, but I just get a little concerned just with that being the case, people are going to start going out again. Like for example, we have to go back in the office now essentially because of it's starting to slow down. So we're taking staggered days back into the office, and that's what's happening now. So things to consider. Okay. If you are thinking about taking a position, I do want you to think about those things. Take a look and see, 64% institutional ownership is fantastic. I'm sure their revenue has been absolutely nuts. Steady increase quarter over quarter. And from 3 years ago, 2017, or I guess maybe 4 years now, from 2017, they went from a 300 million company, and they this is no. Yeah. And to a $1.5 billion company in 2020. Holy smokes. Insane growth. They basically doubled from 2019. Okay. And now the question is, do you think that's going to continue? I think it might slow down a little bit, like I said, just because, and yeah, like maybe slow down. And I may be completely wrong, but something to think about. I want you to have all the facts. I want you to second guess it. And if you could say, hey, you know what? No, they're going to continue because they already have, everybody is using their stores, blah, blah, blah. And you can give me some good reasons, that's your prerogative. And that's what I'll leave it at. Alan, oh boy, this is a rabbit hole, but I'll go ahead and actually let me look at Muhammad really quick. Says hello, thanks for your valuable information every day. Hey, no problem. I'm happy to be here. Happy to hang out with y'all. I got a question for you. What do you think about GME after hours? Let's take a look at GME after hours on the 1 day, and let's take a look. It's so tricky. It's so hard to say. Maybe if you talk to somebody, maybe they'll say, oh, the hedge funds let off. Maybe they'll say, oh, like it was oversold on the RSI, and people are buying the dip. A lot of people have around a $200-$300 average cost, and this is potentially great for them. This is fantastic if you're trying to lower your average cost. And so, yeah, it's hard to really say exactly what's going on. Now, what's going to happen tomorrow? What happened yesterday in the after hours? It continued to drop, and so that's what happened in the morning. It went up. Let's see the day before. So kind of consolidating. So really hard to say what's going to happen. I would hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Yeah, a lot of people are asking me, and I guys, anyone who tells you exactly what's going to happen is mistaken. I guess if I were to give you my opinion at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it had a small rally, or if it had something similar to this, exactly like this on the day. I would not be surprised if you see this tomorrow. Comes up a little bit and then just drops and then just kind of bleeds. I would not be surprised in the least bit if that continued to happen tomorrow. I'd just be prepared for it. Be ready. And same thing with AMC. I mean, same kind of pattern. I think we're gonna wait, and keep in mind, like, not only is the whole market down, like, there, in my opinion, there's added pressure from these, hedge funds or short positions, whoever you want to consider them to be. There's added pressure in my opinion, and but sometimes we see it trade against the grain. But while the whole market is down, essentially, it'd be hard for them to kind of stay afloat, I suppose. Obviously some stocks are going to do well, but things to keep in mind. I'd be ready for anything. Mohammed, back to your question, my friend. I got a question for you. Oh no, I already answered that. Sorry about that. I thought there was one more in here. Oh, okay. It was Alan. Alan said, just an odd question. Can you explain stock manipulation? How long has this been going on? Any specific reason why it happens? Alan, that's a very, very tricky question. I don't have my tinfoil hat on for that one, but I will say it's theorized that, and it's really no secret. They've talked about it during the hearings, the congressional hearings, about how do I say this? I'm trying to figure out the right way to say it. I don't want to say it wrong, but just hear me out here. Is essentially, I don't know. I'll say the rich get rich and the poor get poor, in a way. Okay. Before, you had to have a lot of money essentially to trade these. I mean, the trading fees alone were, over X amount of dollars, over $10 or whatever they were before. And if you were going to play, it wasn't cheap, and you would have to make a good investment to make sure you're making your money. And it's going to take a long time and stuff like that. You have to have some kind of disposable income. But as far as how long it's been going on, it's speculated this could be going on for a long time. We just so happen to, and let's put it this way, we just so happen to catch this company of GameStop being shorted more shares than were available in the float. Okay, so let's say there are only 10 million shares in the company, and they were shorted 20 million shares or whatever the exact percentage was. Then it's naked shorting. It's illegal, and they were continuing, but they were so confident, and they were they were greedy. They were so greedy, and they thought that it was gonna, and they were literally trying to bankrupt GameStop, because remember, when it was at $2, the only profit you can make is $2 per share whenever you're in a short position. And so an angel by the name of Keith Gill saw, hey, he goes, you guys see this? And he was like, he kept making videos on it, and no one freaking cared. And then this was in 2019 that he's been making the videos on it about how AMC or GME, GameStop, was so shorted, and about how it was so shorted over the percentage of the flow, over 100% of the flow. He goes, guys, this is something. And no one really listened for a long time, because he was in 2019 over here. He lost some money on this play, but he continued with it. And whenever it gained some traction, Eric's is saying there's still naked shorting going on. This isn't done yet. It's still happening. The only difference is now we know about it. Now we know. So remember, whenever you're in a short position, you know what your loss is? These guys, let me explain to you how greedy they are. When they were at $2-3, you can only make $2 per share, right? And you hope that they go bankrupt, so you get all that money, and I guess you don't have to pay taxes if you continue to go. There's something weird like that. If that's wrong, somebody can please correct me. So you can only make $2 per share theoretically, and then your loss. You know what your loss is? Literally unlimited loss in those kinds of positions. Okay. And that's what happened. So, and that we just so happen to catch them. The question is are we going to catch them? And that's the question. So, this manipulation could have been going on for a long time. Company I want to be crystal clear though. A short position is not illegal. Shorts are a very normal and healthy part of the economy. I want to make that crystal clear. Whichever way you think a stock going to go is healthy. Okay. What's not healthy, what's not right is naked shorting. Whenever it's illegal. It's illegal. And again, naked shorting, meaning trading more shares than are available in the float. And that is extremely important to keep in mind that was happening. Okay. And it's out there. That is why I believe the SEC or the DTCC, like all these people here, are coming up with these rules. And these rules are here to essentially stop them. And I really think it's going to work. I don't think they're coming up with all these rules. They're on the congressional hearing. They have a lot of bad press right now. Bad press. It looks like the SEC doesn't care, doesn't know what they're doing, or is, whether they're involved, like complicit, whether they weren't paying attention and they let it slip under the radar. Who knows what was happening? Okay. But now they have some negative spotlight on them, and I think they're going to continue to do this. And you know what? Even during the congressional hearings, they report false information to websites like Fintel, because guess what? Whenever they report their information, the fine is 100. The previous, and based on history, the one I've seen, the fine was $120,000. And in the congressional hearing, they literally said, you have worked in, you're reporting false numbers because you have worked in the fines as a cost of doing business. I think that was like verbatim what they said, essentially. And that's what's happening. These guys are literally, they've worked in dishonesty to their business model. And it's a scary place to be. Very, very scary. Remember, one of the reasons they're implementing these rules is because they're scared of the trickle effect into the market. They're terrified of how this could trickle into the market. Okay. And as this continues to trickle, they're afraid it's going to affect other hedge funds, other companies. Okay. It's crazy. It is so crazy what they think that this is going to do, which is why they're trying to push these so quickly. And whenever they push them and they're going to have that margin call, they're going to be forced to cover. That is when the good stuff happens. And that's what essentially I think we're all waiting for. And that's what it is. So, you got me going there. So I missed all the chat. So if I missed your question or something, feel free to ask it again or something. But yes, I'm obviously extremely passionate about this. I think it's so important to understand this stuff. It's just to be educated, you know, and you don't have to understand every little intricacy. That's what I'm here to try to help. And that's why we're all here, to help each other out. I don't know everything. I really don't know everything. But we need to make sure that we're, you know, helping each other. I'll ask you guys when I don't know something. And if I don't know something, I'm going to ask you and we're going to talk about it. But Derek, that's a great question. Derek says, why would there not be a compounding fine for something like that? That's a good question. And technically, I think, you know, from my understanding, they do have to pay that short interest, which is, I don't think it's necessarily compounding, but there's a lot of stuff that they're going to have to pay. And again, they're following I don't want to say they're following the rules, but they're kind of, if all they have to do is like pay the fine, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, for example, let's say, you know, you're playing basketball or whatever, and you know, you curse or something. I don't know. I really don't know what it would be, but you're a professional player and you curse on an interview and they fine you $100, right? Obviously it would be much more, but they fine you $1,000, sure. So they'll fine you. And then every time you go on an interview, they just keep fining you. You know, and there's no like, that's what these guys are doing. They're eating the fines. They're like, okay, I respected the rules, and I'll eat the fine because it's profitable for them to eat the fine. They don't care about $100,000 fine whenever they off the play. Maybe they made $1 million or more on the play, so they don't even care. So keep that in mind. Diamond Life says, yeah, shorting is betting that the price will move down. Nothing wrong with that. And you're 100% right. Goes on to say, but if you're naked shorting, that is an issue. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah, Alan, no problem. I bet you got way more than you bargained for on that one. You were like, all right, man, calm down. Draven, yes, we did talk about the dark pools. We actually just finished talking about it, but I have no problem talking about it. Bringing it up one more time for anybody just joining us. Let me take a sip of water. We'll take a look at this again. Man, we got a lot of people in here. Thank you all for hanging out with me. We're having a good time. We're going to continue to talk about AMC, GameStop, a bunch of other stocks. I'm sure we'll get to those other stocks in a second, guys. I just want to cover all this stuff. And as new people come in, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page and just seeing the information. One thing, in case you're reading this, one thing I want to point out is this person, Josh, is going to update whenever they have more info on what they found. It could be nothing, but we'll get into it in just a second in that. If you're having a good time, maybe hit that like button. If you want to see me some more, maybe hit that subscribe button. I gotta drink some water. I've been nonstop. Before we get into this, I see James say, I'm gonna short the crap out of Robinhood IPO and get myself a good tax write-off. Yeah. So something that I'm afraid of, and we have to keep in mind, is if we all take a short position on Robinhood, right? If a bunch of people, a bunch of individuals decide that they're individually going to take a short position, then I'd be careful of the hedges driving up that price and putting us on a weird spot. So not a lot of people are talking about the Robinhood short, and hey, I'm with you, but I would keep that thought in mind. So let's take a look at what this said just one more time, or it might be a few more times. So just bear with me here. I'll run through it pretty quickly. But this person found that over 1 billion shares are being traded on the dark pool. And so it is and they're saying that it's Citadel. You can see Citadel Securities over 1 billion shares on AMC right here. You can clear as day. This does say month of January. I just noticed that. But then again, this is last updated on 3/1. So the beginning of this month. So just seeing what we can find. Now a dark pool. So dark pools are private asset exchanges designed to provide additional liquidity and anonymity for trading blocks of security away from the public eye. Sketchy. However, dark pools, dark pools also, they lack transparency, which makes them susceptible to conflicts of interest by their owners and predatory trading practices by high frequency trading firms, which we've talked about. The high frequency trading, the speculation of this being high frequency trading back and forth to artificially drive the price down. Okay, so if we're continuing on this rabbit hole of why they're trying to drive the price down, the running theory is they're going to try to cover as the lower the price is, as low as they can get the price, until, in my opinion, until these rules come in effect and they're forced to cover, and they're going to keep on trying to drive the price down. And that is what I think is happening. Oh man, we're getting a lot of links in the Discord. I appreciate everybody hopping in there. I'm sorry, I'm like missing some stuff in here, but what is this DTCC? I wish I could really open this larger. Who's so yeah, that is the theory of what's going on. Right, Derek. So Citadel's going to margin call all our money back, and that's basically what's going to happen. These guys are going to margin call the hedge funds and say, hey, remember right now, and I'm so curious because theoretically right now they can look at their positions, so they can say, hey, you guys are short X amount, you guys are over the flow, you guys are naked shorting, but I don't know if they can currently do anything about it, but whenever this is enacted, they're going to be able to, maybe they're fining them, and again, maybe they're eating up the fines. They don't care about the fines. They're going to say, we'll keep doing it until you have the authority to force us to cover, and that is what I'm going to be most excited about. Cry says, what happens if a put gets exercised before the strike price? Well, it depends if you're in the money or out of the money, but if you were to exercise it while you're it depends. You'll either make money or lose money. So it should tell you whenever you're trading, it'll say, it should tell you just how much money you've made or lost. There's a lot of different variables that go into it, but if you're in the money, if you've already crossed your strike price, then you probably just make a little bit of money. And if you sell, then you probably lose most of your money. If you're not after the strike price. David's, thank you so much for this question. I know part of it. So David says, when the hedge funds run out of money, who's going to buy our shares when we decide to sell? So that's a great question. So one of the things, and I had read it before, and I think I'm remembering it right, but if I'm wrong, please someone correct me. Okay, so well, let me start with my theory. My theory is they're coming up with these rules because the hedge funds, they may go, potentially, I suppose they could theoretically go bankrupt, right? Now, if these guys go bankrupt, I'm sure they'll probably, okay, I'm not a legal expert or anything, but if they go bankrupt, I would assume they would have to liquidate all of their assets and probably use that money to cover for the shares or something. I'm really not sure what exactly what the process would be, but essentially, I think the DTCC or the NSCC or the SEC, whoever it would be, they would have to pay. So we'll get paid. Don't you worry. We will get paid one way or another. But yes. So if they go bankrupt, I think it's the DTCC or somebody who's on the hook for it. So I wouldn't worry about that. That was something I was worried about too. I looked it up. I didn't save my source. I don't know where I saw it, but I saw it somewhere, and crazy stuff. When does the bougie says, when does the DTCC rule actually get enacted? So we do have the first one, and the first one says, hey, we can look at your books. Second one says, hey, we can liquidate your positions. And that one has, and so the books one is out, is enacted, and the we can liquidate your positions, sell your assets, whatever. That one is not out yet, to my understanding. That one we are anticipating is going to come out very, very, very soon. At the very least, within like a few months. I mean, at the very most, within a few months. So that is that. Jaswant says, I'm from India. Love you, bro, so much. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Ryan says, my guess is they keep driving down the price using whatever methods necessary, or at their disposal. They'll do anything to bring the price down 100%, in my opinion. And if the 500 million shares are added to the pool, it'll dilute the price even more in AMC. Right. So Ryan, the only thing about the 500 million shares, from my understanding, I don't think they're going to release it all at one time. There's a bunch of different stuff that's going to happen. And that is far away. They still have to wait. I think we still have to wait on the results for the vote. I don't know when we'll get the results for the vote. If anyone knows, please let me know. And the DTCC will have to buy them, is what Troy is saying. So the shares. So there you have it. I thought it was the DTCC, but I just don't want to say it with such confidence and give you guys any kind of incorrect information. Eric, I didn't even think about that. Eric says hedge funds will just file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and reorganize reorganize their financial structure, assets, whatever it would be. So that's a great point, Eric. I did not think of that. Thank you. Ryan, back to you. Those shares, those 500 million, I wouldn't be worried about them just yet. One thing at a time. We don't really know if those are going to be approved, and we don't know, what they're going to do with it. We have some time with that one. The Pantry says, is AMC dead? Pantry, my friend, that is going to be your call to make. Obviously it looks like they're down a little bit. Do you think they're out? Do you think with the economy being open, people being vaccinated, people, all this stuff happening, do you think that they're going to go out of business? The CEO says they're not going out of business. A lot of different things that you could, talk about AMC. So in my personal opinion, I'm very bullish on the stock. I think it has some great potential with everything going on to be a minimum $25-$30 stock by the end of the year. Personal opinion, but hey, if you don't like it, then no harm, no foul, my friend. Ghost says I'm down 3,300 on GME. AMC, I'm down $500. I'm not worried about AMC, but GME, Ghost may be a little bit worried. Hey, Ghost, no, I just took a position today on GameStop, so I'm feeling pretty good. And if I can, I gotta be careful. I don't want to get in trouble for saying stuff, but I'm feeling good about GameStop. Especially with a lot of things going on. We are just uncovering more and more information by the day. I mean, sometimes by the hour. I don't know. So a lot of information coming out. I'm feeling very good about the stock. But at the end of the day, if you do need to cut losses, take that into consideration. But I'm feeling pretty good. Then again, my average cost right now is around 135 per share, and so not too crazy. Jamal, hey, have you heard anyone or anything about Robinhood not working? Yes, I've heard that Robinhood just isn't working right now. Yeah, thank you for apologizing. Yeah, I've heard that it's not really working right now, so I'd be a little just a little careful. Can we go over Moderna? Yes, let's take a look at Moderna really quick, and then we'll kind of get back to this stuff. This stuff is insane. Moderna. So Moderna, this is one of those stocks that I've been talking about, where let's look at the 1 year. Okay. And this is one of those stocks where now that the vaccine is out, now that COVID is over, where is this stock going to go? Okay. And personally, I'm not bullish on this stock. Okay. I don't know what else they're now here. I'll give you my whole spiel. Okay. I don't know what else they're making now. If they're coming out with more products and, if the USA has decided, hey, Moderna is going to be our official vaccination to go to overseas, to go here and that. We're going to send Moderna. That's going to be our vaccine of choice to help the world. Hey, if that's what they're going to use, fantastic. Maybe this is a fantastic stock. But I worry, my worry is that the hype is over. This stock did absolutely fantastic. We were like, oh, who's going to be first with the vaccine? Who's going to be first? Yada, yada, yada. And, you know, it turns out it didn't matter who was really first. Everybody just kind of, whoever was able to come up with a semi-viable vaccine, they won. Everybody won. So that's fantastic. But now, what is their plan after this vaccine is rolled out? That is my question. I don't know. For all I know, they're coming up with a medicine that's going to cure, I don't know, diabetes or something. And I don't know. But if you can say, hey, these guys, you know, they had this, now they're on a roll. They're going to come out with this, that. Hey, this could be a great stock. I would exercise a little bit of caution though, if you don't know the answer to those questions. Okay. Institutional ownership, 49%, but you have to keep in mind, you know, when did these guys purchase in? Okay. This was updated, you know, this was updated at the end of last year, you know, who's still in, who's out. And you know, did they only hop in to ride the wave because they saw an opportunity here for quick gains and they hopped out. So, keep that in mind. Definitely keep that in mind. No problem, my friend. Cole says they will drive the AMC price down further, still hold. It's not a loss unless you sell unrealized gains, unrealized losses. And that is you're not wrong, is what I'll say. You're not wrong. It's not. And we did talk about this a little bit earlier for anyone who missed it. You know, in my eyes, the further they drive it down, the closer they are to covering. They don't want to cover at $14. They do not want to cover at $14. They want to cover at $6, $5, $7. They want to cover as low as they possibly can. And I think they're going to continue to drive the price down as low as they possibly can until until this rule comes out. Olive, no, 230 is not a high. I think 250. I think I hit like 250 was my high. So hey, you know what? We're being a lot more consistent with having people hopping in here. I'm so happy that everybody's hopping in. Olive asked, is 230 a new high for viewers? No, not a new high, but it definitely feels good. I appreciate everyone just taking the time, taking your personal time to hang out with me, and it feels good. I must say. So I appreciate it. Has the FINRA report come out yet? Oh, I'm really not sure if that report has come out just yet. Sandy says AMC is here to stay, guys. Just don't expect it to be a get rich quick stock. If it gets to that, good. If it's good for, otherwise it's good for 6 to 12 months. Sorry, apparently reading is hard for me, but I 100% agree with you, Sandy. I'm cool no matter what this does. This can go to $5. I'll just add to my position and I'm good. I'm going to hold, and if I have to hold until December, whenever it's, you know, in my opinion, like I said before, if it's going to be 50, you know, 50, if it's going to be $25 to $30 plus, hey, that sounds good to me. I'll take that. If I have to wait a little bit, no worries at all. I'm happy. Okay, so I see a lot of people asking about SKLZ. I wonder if it has something crazy go on. I don't know what the hype is all about. Kind of dropping. Troy says, got my first, I think it was supposed to be a Moderna shot Saturday. I was drowsy for a couple days, but my wife got really. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Troy. That sucks. Yeah, me and my fiance, we were really lucky. We were great. You know, no real issues. No real issues at all. Thank goodness. You know, we get the Pfizer one, just the first one. So let's take a look at what's going on with Skills. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about this. So they are a technology company that provides monetization services to game developers through mobile esports platform. Oh, I like that. The company's principal activity is to develop and support an online hosted technology platform that enables independent game developers to host tournaments and provide competitive gaming activity to end users. Man, I'm loving this so far. The company's engaged in the company is engaged in operate and marketplace that connects. I don't know who writes these. It's like they're not like a native English speaker or something. It throws me off. But anyway, so that's what they do. They do a lot of cool things. The platform has over 40 million registered users and hosts on average of over 5 million daily tournaments. What? Including 1.5 million entry daily tournaments? Wow, this is fantastic. The company offers software development, an SDK that contains over 200 features in approximately 15 megabyte package, which allows over-the-air updates. Hey, this is incredible. This it also offers developer console that allows the developers to monitor, integrate, and update their games over the air. Hey, this is a very cool stock, guys. I'm really digging this. Holy smokes. Let's take a look at the financials. How have they been doing? Okay, so no real information here just yet. Gross profit, looks like the first one to show up is in this quarter. Institutional ownership, almost 40%. Not bad at all. When was this listed? So it doesn't show the listing date on here. I'm wondering if it's relatively new or something, and that's why we don't have much information. 40% institutional ownership. Analysts seem to be very, very bullish on the stock. And you know what? It's been just kind of bleeding, but a lot of stocks have been looking like this recently. I wonder if it's going to find a level of support around this area. Let me see if I can get a good level of support that I like over here. And we'll see if we come back to this stock at a later date, how I will feel about it. I might grab it here. And let's see how this looks a little more macroscopically. Yeah, so hopefully it stops here. It could continue, but I just wanted to take a crack at it. I see a good level of support and resistance around this area, so hopefully that'll act as a level of support. As far as what they do, man. Oh, it's a Kathy Woodstock. Hey, gaming is just going to continue to grow. It's still a little taboo, with everything going on. But I think with a lot of, let's say millennials and stuff being parents, growing up with gaming, they're going to be a lot more supportive, because they're going to remember what it was like whenever you wanted to be a gamer, and you'll remember what it was like, and then you'll have a good time. Is he high? Alana, I seem high? I apologize. Reading is hard, So anyways, yeah, hey, I like this. I think this is cool. Very cool. I'd make sure this found a bottom though, and before you invest in, if it is something you want to invest in. I do like it a lot. I think gaming is going to continue to grow. There's an NFL deal with SKL. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if there's an NFL deal, hey, this could be great. I'm really liking this stock a lot. Maybe I'll put it on my follow list. I'll follow it. My watch list. Because I do like it. All right. Luca, are there any companies I should invest in as my first company? Luca, you really have to decide what your goals are. If you're looking to make a quick buck, if you're looking to have long-term, how risky are you willing to go? If you don't want to risk anything, you want to be super safe, maybe you want to look into something like the S&P 500 or something like that you can kind of have slow but steady gains. Now if you're looking for if this is some play money that you're willing to lose, you may want to take a look at, you're welcome. Thank you, Jake. You may want to look at and see what see what's going on. If you want some quick gains, you can afford to lose the money. It seems like the hype plays right now are GameStop and AMC. And currently I'm not sure if you're familiar with what's been going on with the short squeeze and all this stuff, but there's some very interesting stuff that is going on, and a lot of people are anticipating that this is going to really skyrocket. It may go down before it skyrockets, but some people think it's going to skyrocket. Same thing with GameStop. You have to kind of make your own decisions. This is not financial advice. I'm just letting you know there's a few different plays you can do. Maybe you like cryptocurrency. Maybe you want to go into Marathon. If you can't buy a full Bitcoin, these typically mirror what Bitcoin is doing, and that could be a great play for you. Bitcoin, by the way, I don't know, struggling, but I'm sure it'll bounce back. It's been a weird few days for the market. It's been insane. So you're really gonna have to decide. Maybe you want to go into something a little risky, like but could have some good gains. You know, you have to decide what your risk tolerance is, and that'll help you. And that is my 2 cents, my friend. Let's see what else we have going on. Sandy says, do you think the buys for GME are in dark pools so the price doesn't rise significantly, but is done directly on market, so the price goes down rapidly? This is happening with the order flow buy sell. So that's a good question, and I'm really not sure. Obviously, we all just kind of found out about these dark pools and stuff, or you know, I guess most of us, I would probably say. But it's a good question, you know. I don't know what, man, this is the cleanest move. How long did I put this for? 5 year? I don't know how zoomed out that was, but that was a clean chart. Jeez. Oh, it must have just been here. that was a clean chart. Anyways, I'm sorry. So do I think the price? So that's a good question. So a lot of people have been saying GameStop AMC is now being shorted through the ETFs. Now, you know, brand new information to me about these dark pools. And I don't know where you would find a dark pool. I guess a type of alternative trading system. Excuse me. So I don't even know where you would trade these, how you would trade these. This is relatively new to me, but I think it's very, very possible. Guys, these guys have been doing this for a very, very, very long time. Okay. They know all the tricks. They know they know everything. Okay. And they're gonna pull it out of their back pocket and they're gonna say, you know what? Let's play this card. And they're gonna pull something out of their sleeve. Let's play this card. Okay. They're not playing by the rules. They're doing whatever they want. But crazy. Actually, yeah, maybe. Well, I was thinking about putting about a video about dark pool myself, but we'll see if Trey beats me to it, because this would have been a great topic for tonight. Lucas says, what app should I use to keep track of stocks? That's another tricky one. You know, my personal favorite when I was starting was Robinhood, but you know, unfortunately, Robinhood was one of those companies. There were several of them that stopped trading the stock. They stopped trading GameStop and GameStop and AMC and a bunch of other stocks whenever the going got rough, and they were all on a huge increase. They only allowed selling. They did not allow buying, which naturally is going to cause the price to go down. And it was rough. It was very, very rough. Sandy, thanks, man. Have a good evening. Good to go. See you later. See you, Sandy. Have a good one. Richard, thank you for the super chat. Richard says skills is a trap. Look at their games, solitaire, chess, etc. Also, NFL big deal. Don't you mean diggity if there's no sports? Oh, NFL deal. Okay, so if very interesting. So again, questions you need to ask yourself. If the NFL, you know, if there's no sports games, what is the NFL going to do with them? Are they just going to advertise on the NFL channel for people who want to play solitaire and chess? Do people who, you know, I don't know, do people who watch the NFL want to play just those types of games? And again, this is just what Richard is saying. I can't really confirm if this is accurate, not accurate, or anything like that. But a lot of questions. Back to trading platforms. So that's what happened with Robinhood. From my understanding, you know, and yeah, it's whatever you prefer. People like Webull, this is what I've been using here. Webull was now, you know, was brought to my attention, in full transparency. Like, Webull apparently was one of those companies that did shut down trading, but from what I can recall, it was a shorter shutdown, and the CEO hopped right on the news instantly and said, I'm outraged about what is going on. I totally disagree with our clearinghouse, and we're you know, they're trying to work it out as quickly as possible. Robinhood left us in the dark. Still restricted trading. It was pretty awful, honestly. And that was just excuse me. That was just my experience. Now, some people do like, you know, I like Webull. This is fantastic. I will say my favorite was Robinhood. It was so great, such a great starter platform. Fidelity is one of those companies that did not cancel trading, but you know, you have to decide if you want to use their mobile app. Some of them are a little clunkier. Robinhood, definitely the easiest one to use, but this one I am growing on. It's kind of it's new, is what I'll say. It's a new experience, kind of tricky, but I'm trying. But yeah, a lot of questions. These are good questions, and I get these kind of questions a lot. I guess these are the kind of videos I should really put out to use. Looks like Flashy likes the Cash App, so a lot of different options. A whole bunch of different options. Some good questions there. Let's see what else we have going on. Yeah, man, I just wish this dang rule would pass so we could just make it happen. I like Robinhood until I tried Cash App. Really, I haven't tried the Cash App. Really haven't looked at their interface. Hopefully it's great, but again, I really couldn't say exactly what is going on. Let's see. I think I had seen. Let me get a sip of water really quick. Richard says the games are trash on skills, but it's a Kathy Wood stock. People like Kathy Wood, and people want to follow her moves, and that is that. That's what I say. Any other stocks you guys want me to take a look at? Let me see what's going on in the Discord, making sure I'm not missing anything, because I know some people were messaging me there. But I would love to take a look at a few other stocks that you guys want to see, and we can just keep it cool, keep it rolling. Let's see here. What else did I want to see? Let me make sure I didn't have any more articles that I wanted to take a look at, because it was just crazy. Yeah, it looks like all the stocks I really are all the articles that I had right here. Jake got a roll. Thanks for looking out. No problem, Jake. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Have we talked about HOFV? Actually, I haven't talked about it today. Let's go ahead and take a look. We did have one of our community members. She did take a position. I don't think Beverly's here right now, but she took a position in HOFV, and she took it before the run. She took it literally, or sometime back here, or it might have been a few days before this, but let's look at the 5-day. Yeah, she took it down here somewhere. I can't recall exactly where it was. It might have been down here around the $3 range. She wrote it up pretty well. Looks like it did retrace a good amount. And this is where we get a little bit careful. We had Diamond in here, and Diamond was saying, pulled out before well, this is kind of a different story, but the stock had run up, and she had pulled out over here, and because you don't know what's going to happen at night. But take a look here, this stock just and obviously this stock is totally different because it ran in the after hours, but a little bit of a different story. But this is a good thing to take a look at. Look, they kind of ran in the after hours. So sometimes it's just the after hours in the early morning that has a crazy run. And as you can see, they ran over here the first day, kind of consolidated, and then ran, what was this kind of run? Oh yeah, pretty good run. And they ran again. It's just crazy stuff. Super red day. Yeah, it was a red day, and you know what? The whole market was red. It was the whole market thing. I know our favorite stocks are red, but that's what's gonna happen. RKT is what Rocky wants to see. I rhyme all the time. Let's take a look. RKT. So RKT is one of these companies I do like. Okay, I feel like this is a great little company. RKT over here in their profile. Remember, they do everything. They basically they'll sell you their mortgage, and then they'll sell the company you're selling the mortgage to everything. Like, man, insane. And it's not only Rocket Mortgage. We can pull up Rocket companies really quick, actually, just to show you everything they do. There are all these companies right here, but our companies. Let's look at all companies. Here are the different verticals they're in. They're in home financing, home sale and search, auto personal financing, media, and client services and technology solutions. So they basically do way more than anyone ever thought they would do. And taking a look, you can see, so Rocket Mortgage. This one is title insurance. So now you have mortgage lender, title insurance, underwriting services, real estate solutions. So I think this is a CRM or something, or maybe not CRM, but some kind of thing that mortgage industry, like they would use. This one is a suite of products to digitize and simplify the Canadian mortgage experience. Probably the same thing here. I mean, it's just crazy. Look, loans, auto loans, lowermybills.com, home loans, auto loans, personal loans, just on and on and on and on and on. I do not find a single second, not one second in my entire day to play any video game at all. To answer your question. The question was, when do you find time to play video games anymore? I do not find literally a second to play video games. So I have not been playing, but you know what? I really don't even mind that much. I was like, you wouldn't believe how much games I play. If my mom is in here, she'll tell you that I'm nonstop. But yeah, you know, I'm really loving what I'm doing. And it's really been more successful than I ever would have imagined. So I'm extremely grateful. Yes, Daryl, no one knows that. Well, not many people know that Rocket Mortgage, you know, Rocket Companies does all this stuff. And you know what everyone did this year? Essentially, I guarantee most people in here knows at least one person to purchase that purchased a home. And this is what happened. Crazy. TCAP was also down. Yeah. So Mike says the only problem with Cash App is it doesn't have all the stocks available in their price. Right. So that's a great thing. If that person is still in here, I'm not sure if you're still in here, my friend. Where'd you go? Luca, I'm not sure if you're still in here, but if you are, something to keep in mind is, you know, what do you want to trade? Excuse me. If you want to trade like OTC stocks or penny stocks, stuff like that, you can't trade them on Webull and Robinhood and stuff. Fidelity really is like, I mean, and there's a bunch of different ones too, but Fidelity is just the one I'm familiar with. But Fidelity is you can trade basically everything. It's pretty cool. And what you can do, you can call their line. You may be on hold for an hour or two, but you can call their line. They'll give you some help and stuff like that. So pretty cool stuff that you can do. Fidelity is not too bad. Frank says, or hold on. Rocky says, how did you get followers? I love to start a channel for sports talk. I tend to say stuff that upsets people, and then it ends up being right. Plus, it's just fun. You know, I just kind of started making videos. You know, I made some videos, and I spent my first like 2 videos just talking about stocks that no one really cares about, just to see if I can just talk and see if I have a structure, a flow, how it goes, editing, all that stuff. And then I decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and just let's get to the stuff I actually care about, you know. AMC that I have been in for all this time. You know, I love talking about stocks, and now I get to learn about all these stocks, and I love to learn. It's such a good time, you know. It's to learn about all these things, all these different companies. I'm excited to see all the stuff that's happening with like gaming companies, for example, EV stocks. Like it's a good time. Frank with the super chat, Frank Castle. Ooh, I love Punisher. Do you have any inside information on Coinbase stock when it will finally be available? They said this month. You know, I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can find anything. Here, looks like it's their actual site. Let's see what they said. CoinDesk. So it says has filed with the SEC to become a publicly traded company through a direct listing and not an IPO. Here's what you need to know. So that's what I'm seeing, but it seems like you're anticipating that's going to be like potentially an IPO. Then again, this was on, what date was this released? I had seen it back here. It said it was released on, well, here's the 1 day ago on CNBC. Let's see what they say here. Hefty incentives. I'm trying to see if there's an IPO. Unlike most tech founders, Armstrong will not be available to sell shares right away. after Coinbase goes public. That's because there's no lockup period as part of Coinbase's direct listing, which offers from an IPO in that company. In that the company doesn't raise fresh capital, but instead allows existing stockholders to sell stock on the market open. So I don't know, I may be mistaken, but it doesn't seem like they're actually going to be IPOing just yet. This is a brand new article, March 23rd from yesterday, but it looks like they're going to actually do a direct listing. So you may want to look into that part right there, but no IPO, just direct list. Thanks, Chris, for confirming. I appreciate that, guys. And Kenny also. It will probably start. Okay, so yeah, so we'll have to take a look. See what's going on. Getting blown up. So yes, that is that. Any other stocks you guys wanted to take a look at? I kind of caught up with my rant of the day of all this crazy stuff, but man, this is insane. No, this is not Cynthia. All right, let me take a sip of water while you guys are while the chat is kind of catching up. So Mike says, I was watching level 2s on Webull and was also watching Google and Robinhood. Oh, okay. I don't know. I wonder if I missed something. Look up CSCW, please. Let's take a look at CSCW. Color Star Technology. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So let's look at their profile. What do these guys do? They're a holding company mainly providing education services. Oh, yes, we did see this one. Yeah, so they do education services. The company engages in early childhood education, service business, providing a system to daycare and preschools in China, including AI, robotic technologies. Intellectual campus administration software is a service. Is a software as a service, which I'm a fan of, and education planning through its own wholly owned subsidiary. The company is also involved in entertainment and music education business, okay, including leasing of music performance equipment and intellectual property licensing. So many things I like in here. First things first, we'll start with the early childhood education. People love like childhood education, and from my understanding, well, doesn't China have school like year round and stuff? So probably a lot of things that go into that. I'm curious what their education system is like, how robust it is, and how how much they're actually investing into it. But I really couldn't tell you that. So that'd be a good question to ask yourself. AI is just great. I'm not sure what they're using the AI for, but could be great. Or the robotic technologies in a school for like children. So I'm really not sure what they're doing there. But I do like software as a service. Remember, software as a service this isn't exactly how it works, but remember, you just build it kind of once and you maintain it, make it good. You just rent it out to everybody. Think about like Photoshop. Everybody has Photoshop right now, and you're probably paying for Photoshop CC, and it's, I don't know, $10 a month, 15, whatever it is, and you get their whole suite. But guess what? You're going to be paying $10 a month for the rest of your life. And so very interesting. A lot of people do software as a service. Think about like Salesforce. They make a lot of money with software as a service. It's such a smart business model. A lot of companies are switching to it just because it is so profitable, and everybody kind of wins. Now, as far as the entertainment and music education business goes, well, let's talk about licensing first. Licensing is great, guys. HCMC is one of those companies, and you can license whatever you're going to license. Just so many different things that can happen with licensing. I really don't even know what to get into there. But one of the reasons I like, I guess I'll pull it up again. The music education business, or any kind of music for children, is for this reason. You guys ever just see some crazy things on there and like on the homepage, and it's just so crazy. So Baby Shark has been watched 8.2 billion times with a B. Now, the reason it's been watched so much is because kids will watch the same thing over and over and over and over again. Whether it's educational or whether it's not, they love a song. They love to watch the same thing. It could be the movie. They watch the same stuff over and over again. So I think it'd be great. Could be some really great stuff. Again, a lot of different questions you need to ask yourself about the company. Institutional ownership 0.44%, so not really my favorite, but they could be relatively new, and it looks like they are. So they may have some upside, but some questions you need to ask yourself. Pfizer. Okay, actually, I do have an opinion on why Pfizer isn't moving. I talked about this earlier, and I think it's important for people to keep in mind that not all stocks are just going to skyrocket all the time. Okay, think about it. Why let's look at the 1 year. Well, wait, did they even have a run up? Let's look at the 5 year. Okay, I don't know what happened to them during COVID, but if we look at something like Moderna, you can see over the 1 year they did have a run up because they were anticipating on the vaccine and all this stuff, right? So now, why isn't Pfizer going up? Look, over the 1 year, they've traded sideways the entire time. They had a little bit of a run, but even then, look, this is and all of 2020 before or what was it, March 18th, even before the pandemic hit, they were just on a downward trend. And the pandemic, kind of knocked them down even further, just continued to fall. And then they bounced back up, they recovered, then they fell. Like, these guys are just not consistent. I do not like this chart at all, personally. And they're trading sideways. So, and now the vaccine is out, and now everybody's getting a vaccine. So the question is why should people buy Pfizer? The vaccine is already out, so there's no hype around the hey, the vaccine's going to come out. No, the hype is gone. I don't know what the government did, if they pay for the things up front, or if they're going to continue to pay them. Maybe that there'll be consistent income, and so maybe that'll be a thing. Maybe what'll happen is maybe they'll choose them to be the company that goes overseas or something. Maybe that'll be everyone wants Pfizer to be their company. Who knows? They're going to use Pfizer to save the world. It's really hard to speculate exactly what's going to happen with them. But the question you should be asking yourself is, why do you think Pfizer is going to go up? Are you banking on the vaccine stuff? Because I'll tell you what, it's not, doesn't seem to be helping them over the course of the year. Help Moderna. Take a look at Moderna. Wherever you were, right here, help Moderna during COVID and all that. Pfizer really didn't have very much at all. Now, my other question is, are they gonna, maybe they're coming out with something else. Maybe they're gonna use the capital that they earned from going, and then shift it to another project they've been working on that is super close. They're gonna push it out, and there's gonna be a lot of positive news around Pfizer about, whatever they're gonna do. Maybe they're gonna cure some kind of disease. Maybe they'll cure diabetes, or maybe they'll cure cancer or something. I mean, really don't know. Right. So Chris says Pfizer's chart was a mess because the pumps ran mainly on news releases, good or bad. Yeah, but even then, looking at the 5 year, even then, I don't even like this chart. You're telling me in 5 years on my 20, if I invested, one share, $25, in 5 years, I'm going to earn $35. I don't like this at all. I don't like anything about this. In 5 years, I don't want that kind of return. That's a terrible return in 5 years. So I would be extra. Am I going to invest in Pfizer? Absolutely not. No chance. I'm also not going to invest in Moderna personally. So what do I know? Let's see. Moderna is working on a next generation vaccine, and that's a good point. See, the fact that you can tell me that, I'm happy about, because I need you to be able to tell. You're the expert. I'm not the expert. I don't even, obviously I know a little bit, but you need to know about the company that you're trying to invest in. If I shouldn't know more than you just glancing at it once every so often. So things to think about. Long on Novavax, and good. I hope you have a good reason why you're long on Novavax. Let's look at the 1 year. And Novavax, as you can see, some insane returns over 1 year, from $11 to even now. Even though it had a run up, it pulled back. It's still sitting at $200. So, I mean, granted, who got in at $11? But maybe you got in at $6, or even if you got in over here at $180, you're still up a little bit. You got to think about these things. Now, Novavax, why are you up on Novavax? Or why do you want to be in Novavax? Do you want Novavax to continue to do you want them to continue? Like, are they coming out with something new? You know, remember, these companies don't just make one product and they're done. So I'm sure you're probably bullish on one of the things they're going to be creating. Let's take a look at their financials annually. What's been happening for them for a while? Profit isn't here, so that's unfortunate. But you know, looks like R&D. Take a look at this. Their research and development cost for 2020 was, what is that? Almost 7 times more than it has been over the past, 3 years, I suppose, 3 or 4 years. Crazy. Institutional ownership, 57%. BlackRock, Vanguard in there. The question is when do they jump in and when are they going to jump out? Do these guys, are they in it for the long haul or not? Little things to think about. Little things to think about. Analysts still looking pretty bullish on the stock. Could be great, but hard to say. Very hard to say. Mavis is one that we have talked about a little earlier. Mavis is a sensitive subject for me. I got in, I guess, toward the top, which is why I'm sad about it. But is this the 3-month? Okay, well, and that's that. So Mavis, just to talk about what they do, they're basically doing the LiDAR. And LiDAR, the reason I like Mavis, and I know I was kind of talking a little bit of trash about it before, but Daryl, it's like a CD fund talking about what was that, Pfizer? $1,000 gets you $50 a year. That's a funny one. Microvision, we have to, okay, so what's great about Microvision, right, is they're coming out with this LiDAR. And the LiDAR now, depending if they're going to try to use it for military use or even automotive, we have to remember, a lot of people, the new standard is going to be electric vehicles that can drive themselves. And that is one of the benefits of LiDAR, that they're going to be able to kind of sense stuff. And there's a whole, man, you're going to have to go down a whole deep dive on this. But yeah, essentially what they do is they're able to kind of see this. And they're developing other products, but the one I'm most excited about is the LiDAR technology. And LiDAR is something that, and you have to keep in mind, there's some things for it and some things against it. Elon Musk doesn't like LiDAR. And he's said it before. Tesla does not use LiDAR, and that's that. Now, does maybe Ford wants to use LiDAR? Maybe every other company except for Tesla wants to use LiDAR because Tesla's not going to give away their trick. Autonomous cars. Oh, what did I say? Oh my gosh, did I say like something embarrassing? Well, sorry. Yes, autonomous cars, electric, autonomous driving, autonomous cars. Yeah. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I said self-driving, aka autonomous vehicles. Anyways, sorry, I got like caught up in weird stuff. But anyways, yes, that's the thing. Okay, they won't be able to sell it to Tesla, obviously, but hey, can they sell this to every single other person? Do they even need to sell it to every single other person? No, they just need a few people, and that's it. They just need a few people to sell it to, and they'll be sitting pretty. James says, I served military for many years. Don't estimate the military tech. No. What I'm saying is, if they're gonna sell this to the military, man, that is some serious money to pull in. Tesla has changed. Elon likes LiDAR now. That has been made smaller. Oh, interesting. I don't know when he changed his mind because I had seen it. I had heard about it not too long ago. I think it was like within a month or something. So I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. Oh, Flashy. All right, Flashy. Thanks, buddy. I got confused. So anyways, yeah. So a lot of different options that could be happening here. A lot of more good than bad, especially because LiDAR traditionally is freaking hideous. If you guys have ever seen LiDAR, LiDAR sensor, I wonder if, and it's essentially something like this that goes like on the top of the car. It's absolutely hideous that no one wants on their car. And so that's why a lot of people didn't like it. But now they're able to do something like this. I wonder if this is actually from the site, but it's something like this where it kind of can see everything. I guess this may be a little more of the one on top of the car, but essentially it can, see everything around it, which is great. So that is that's Mavis in a not so small of a nutshell. But it's good to know that Elon has changed his mind on LiDAR. That's actually good stuff. Check check out KTOS for the military. Kratos Defense and Security Solutions. Oh boy. We're going to go to their website, I think. Well, yeah, let's just go to their website. Copy link location. We'll pull it up here. And let's see exactly what these guys are doing. This could be great. Are you doing options trading or holding shares? I do trade options and I hold some shares. I typically like to just... Recently, I have just exclusively, essentially, been liking to trade options. However, I have gotten a little more back into... I've gotten a little more into holding shares these days, especially with GameStop, because those options are very, very expensive. Holy smokes. Kratos does some crazy stuff. I love anything military. I guess technologies, maybe I can find a great... Okay, so they're doing drones, space communications, warfighter readiness. I guess these are simulators. Yeah, training. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And you know what? If the military has anything, it is funding. And funding is fantastic whenever they're purchasing the stock that you like. Okay, this is exactly what you want. So let's take a look at the financials annually. Annually, they have been, let me make sure I'm on the right. Yep. Moving up, steady growth, nice and steady, no problem. No huge jumps up, no huge jumps down. Quarterly, very good. You know, again, steady again. Little bit of up and down, but no problem. I'm not sure if they have a busy season or what. So it's gonna be great. Institutional ownership, 97.52% is like a dream for me. This is a lot. The three amigos over here, BlackRock, Vanguard, and FMR, hanging out together, having a good time. This is a lot of institutional ownership. I love institutional ownership. Looks like the analysts are still pretty bullish on the stock. They think it still has a little ways to go. And let's take a look at the chart setup. 6 month. Okay, so a lot of you know, this is pretty on par with what we've seen, especially during COVID time over here. This being at the end of last year in November, continuing to run up. A little bit of this correction, and this being the kind of tech correction / market correction. Just a lot of stocks look like this. And you know what? Hopefully they did find a bottom. I think that we did find a bottom. I really do. And I think this will continue to run. So, hey, this is a great little company. I say little, but I'm sure they're anything but little. Man, listed in 1999. So pretty seasoned company. How are they looking on 5 year? 5 year, look at that, from $3 to, well, if you bought it today, $24. This is not bad at all. Great returns on your investment. And this is what you want to look for. Like, what's going to happen, you know? What is going to happen? Chris, excellent point. I'm loving it, Chris. I think you always have something. I appreciate it whenever you guys give me your feedback and you guys call something out, because I don't think about everything in the moment. And this is what Chris said. I was talking about LiDAR, how hideous it was on top of the car. And Chris said the first GPS antenna did not look very attractive in the early stages either. Great point. Granted, I don't know how long LiDAR has been around, but I do think that you have a great point there. And especially with technology these days, we know that they may be able to have the little sensors in the front side of the car, wherever the sensors would be. I don't know the degree of, the degree that they would be able to scan, but if they were able to scan in a certain area like that, then they could potentially piece them together and see exactly what's going on. So, you know, technology these days is so cool. But that is a great point, Chris. I appreciate you pointing that out. Pantry, my friend, you were doing so good. We don't need to spam. I got you, my friend. Somebody's having a good old time out there. Goodness. I had one right here. Michael says, any way to tell how many of those 2 billion have been covered on AMC? We have to assume that they've been shorting all the way up to 14, right? And at some point they must have already covered at a profit. Michael, I don't think they've covered. It's very possible they covered a little bit, which could potentially indicate. It seems like you're talking about AMC, so I'll pull up that chart here. And, you know, I guess theoretically it's possible they could have covered a few shares. Let's look at the 1 month during this time on any kind of, let's look at the 3 month on any Oh my gosh. I guess 1 month it is. I need like a 2 month. I wonder if I can change that. So granted, from $5 all the way up to, $14, even in this initial squeeze, actually, in this little gamma squeeze, it's very possible they could have covered at any point in here. But you know what? They possibly would have on the way down. On the way down, they could have added to their position and they could have made some money on the way down, for all I know. So it's hard to tell. Do I think they covered all their positions? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And we've seen that because the updated information shows they're still failing to deliver a lot of stocks, and they're continuing to do that. Like they're it's insane. We're finding more information. We just found this. Actually, I think you're talking about dark pool, Mike. Dark pools, right? My friend said Deadpool, and I was like, Deadpool. I was like, what does he mean? And actually, we'll talk about this. We'll get to this right now. And so, keep in mind, whoever the heck I was just talking to, gosh, Michael, my friend Michael. So, Michael, keep in mind, I don't. So personally, I don't think they've covered. We are seeing that, and more information and quote unquote evidence is coming out that these guys are moving into different places. They're going into OTC, they're going into ETFs, and take a look at this. Now we saw this dark pool thing, and granted, this person, I appreciate the transparency, says update, like he'll update whenever he gets more information on it. It could be nothing. Now, granted, this is what he found. He found over 1 billion shares of AMC being traded here in OTC by Citadel. And Citadel is trading right here. Crazy stuff. Okay, so take a look. I mean, I can't say the validity of this. I don't know why he didn't just take a screenshot. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's happening? This seems to be everybody's biggest thing, and it's crazy. It is so crazy. So a dark pool. What is a dark pool? So we're gonna go over this again because I want to remember, and this way we can all be on the same page. So I know it gets a little repetitive. I apologize for anyone who's kind of sticking in there, but I think it's so important that we just continue to understand what is going on. So yes, Frank, a dark pool. Yeah, I saw your message before, Mike, and I was like, dang, I was trying to think, I was trying to process like what is a Deadpool. I was like, and I saw a thing about. I guess I was on YouTube for a little bit today, and I saw a video on like why Thanos did something with Deadpool, and I was like, what is it? I didn't click it, but I was like, and so I've been thinking about that. I thought it was I don't know. Anyways, what is a dark pool? A dark pool, dark pools are private asset exchanges designed to provide additional liquidity and anonymity for trading large blocks of securities away from the public eye. Dark pools lack of transparency makes them susceptible to conflicts of interest by their owners and predatory trading practices by high frequency trading firms. And we've talked about this. We've talked about the high frequency trading. It's been theorized that these shares, whenever they look like this, they're high frequency trading, and they are continuing to just trade the shares back and forth and artificially lower the stock. So it's super, super weird, super sketchy, very, very weird. And that is what's been going on. Oh, okay. See, and here we go. Looks like Tom says the original poster deleted that post. You just shared by even he realized it's wrong. Okay, so maybe he realized, yeah. Okay, so if he realized that was wrong and it's deleted, maybe it's not. So I was thinking about making a video on it, but I don't know. Now you're kind of scared me away from it. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not true. I don't want to be, spreading misinformation. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I don't know what you guys think, but I thought that was extremely interesting. And granted, I don't know anything about if this, okay, maybe I won't make that video, but thank you for letting me know, guys. And again, this is why I started this image by saying it could be nothing. Could be nothing. But you know, maybe it is something. Maybe he deleted it just out of out of being scared that he's gonna get in trouble for saying crazy stuff. The best way, I'm seeing a lot of people talking about AMC. Guys, AMC may, honestly, personally, just I'm thinking about it as a long play, because you know what? I think about it in the long play, and guess what? This stuff, when it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it's all the way up here, down. I'm cool. It doesn't bother me one bit whenever this stuff happens. So it's okay. Rocky says, makes me feel they use the dark pool as a way to cover all of the shares. I don't think they've covered the shares. I think if they covered the shares, we would see a whole bunch. Diamond Backhand, you have a great night, my friend. Thank you so much for hanging out every single day. I appreciate it. I really, really do. So, Mike, that's a good question. They traded 1 billion shares to who? I don't know who they would have traded those shares to. For all I know, they're trading them back and forth to each other or another hedge fund. It's really hard to speculate. And, you know, we're seeing just a bunch of different stuff about what's going on. But just yesterday, if you watch my video from yesterday, even GameStop, they acknowledged a possible short squeeze because they talked about the float and all this good stuff. And it was insane what was happening. So who knows? What are the chances of a margin call? So Piglor, if you're talking, or Pilgor, sorry, if you're talking about the margin call, like for the DTCC rule, it is very, very possible that they, well, let's go with this. Remember, the DTCC rule that passed said, hey, we can look at your books. The next one that's going to pass, hopefully, theoretically, very, very, very soon, is going to be the one that says, is basically a margin call. You have to cover your positions. And that's what we're waiting on. So if that rule passes, and I think it's going to pass, I think they're going to try to pass it very quickly. I don't have it open anymore, but I was taking a look at how some of these rules can pass, but nothing about that sounds legal. And Mike, actually, I'll get to that in a second, but I don't know when it's going to pass. Hopefully it'll pass soon, but once that passes, I think they're going to use it. A lot of people think, oh, they won't use it. I think they're going to use it because of the catastrophic effect. If they don't use it, what could happen in the market? They said that they passed the other one, and they're scared about what might happen with the other hedge funds. Not every hedge fund is bad. Obviously, they're big money and you know, the suits or whatever, but you know, not all of them are trying to do bad things. You know. But that is that. So, what did you say? One chance of margin call. Mike. So Mike said nothing about that sounds legal, right? So, and I don't know. What I really, really don't know. I do know is if there's only 400 million shares available, if there's only 400 million shares available, which we see right here in Yahoo Finance, this is just facts. How are there a million shares on whatever the platform this is? Unless it's this how many shares they traded over X amount of time. And then again, another question, look at this. Why did this show 2 billion shares? So maybe I'm confused. Maybe I'm not understanding what this chart is. A lot of questions. So actually I have there's a lot of questions not going answered here. Hopefully we do get some information, but either way, I'm going to continue to hold. James, yes, I did check out Webull's 5-card promotion. I've been giving away some, if you follow my Twitter, I meant to give away another one in Discord, but I haven't done it yet. Okay, I'm going to I'll probably do a giveaway toward the end of the stream, of one of those cards. If anybody is in a Webull, for their promotion that they're doing. So it's like a weird card game. I don't know. Let's take a look. Okay, I'm just gonna do one of these for now, Pantry. And if it slows down a little bit, I'll look at the other ones. So Delta Airlines, I like airlines right now. Okay. Oh, Daryl's heading out later. Have to start dinner. Enjoy. I'm freaking starving. So congratulations. So let's take a look really quick at these airlines, and then I will get to you, Frank. Oh crap, I forgot your airline, my friend. I'm pull it up really quick. Delta. I do like airlines. I will tell you DAL. Nice. Okay, so here's what I think about airlines right now. Let's look at the 1 year. So obviously over the 1 year, they've been coming up. Now, what I don't know, and my only fear, I'm very bullish on airlines. I think whenever the thing is over, I think whenever people are continuing to normalize, I think they're going to continue to run, because every single person, think about it. I'm sure you personally, you just want to go on a vacation. And remember, people, like my family lives in Florida. I live in Texas. Like, I have to go see my family. I really have to go. Like, I haven't seen them in over a year, and I need to. And so, I'm going to be traveling, even if it's for that. But I also want to travel. I want to go on vacation. I've been stuck at home for all this time. I'm done with it. So I'm very bullish on what's going to happen. My only concern is that it's run up. It's kind of almost back to where it was pre-pandemic. This might be right, but I'm worried that there's going to be a small correction here. But if you are bullish on the stock, you may want to consider buying in, and if it dips, just have a little extra cash to buy the dip if you want. Not financial advice, but just a little theory that I have, and it might be wrong, but you may want, that's something you may want to consider. Let's take a look at their obviously financials not doing too good. How have these guys been doing before the pandemic? I mean, here's the deal: year over year, they haven't they've been growing a little bit year over year. Obviously the pandemic went from 25 billion a year to 4 billion during the pandemic. Excuse me. Super rough, just extremely rough. But again, now I think, in my opinion, this year it's going to flip. Companies that did, and one of my running theories is companies that did really well during the pandemic are going to slow down, and then the ones that didn't do so well, like the airlines, hospitality, who else, movie theaters, stuff like that, they're all, now that people can go out and do them, I think they're going to continue to rally, and they're going to do really well. That is my my question. Super cow, same thing with let's take a look at the institutional ownership. Still institutional ownership at 76%. Like, I'm very bullish on airlines. Okay, very bullish on them. And the question is, and these are great stocks, right? But in my opinion, they're already kind of running up. I think they're going to continue to run, but I'm looking for stocks that haven't really solid long term. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you're talking about NEO. Sorry. I think these are solid long-term stocks personally. And, but I'd also, diversify a little bit. Make sure you have some stocks that haven't run up just yet, but are going to run up. And I have a few stocks. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following the channel, because I'm going to be talking about these stocks that are going to have, in my opinion, some serious returns, some solid, comfortable returns. AAL, yeah. So we can take a look at AAL really quick. Same exact sentiment. Taking a look at their financials, they are, again, these guys were a little bit bigger, continuous growth, and they got slammed this last year. And everybody did. 52% institutional ownership. It's great. It's great. So very bullish. I would be careful for that pullback. Same personal opinion. Frank said, can you do a quick review of the TA for the GameStop squeeze or the Dogecoin pump? That may help show the difference between legit volume and hype. So let's look at the GameStop. So let's look at, can I look at Dogecoin on here? I haven't even tried, I don't think. Oh, snap. That didn't work. Dogecoin. So good on the, I guess we'll do 3 month, 6 month. Nope. Oh, is this when it first came out? Oh, this is so crazy. I don't even know what happened with this, but yes. So, and this is the thing about IPOs, or I don't know if you would consider this an IPO, but it's technically, excuse me, what it's technically considered whenever it's a something like this. But I typically don't like whenever something first comes out, just because of all this volatility. If you catch it up, that's great, but you don't know if it's going to just plummet as soon as it opens or what's going to happen. So some interesting stuff. And sometimes, it's so hard to catch it on the upticks. But then again, I think there's probably, it's probably a few days. So, but then at what point are you chasing the stock, which can be a little scary. But who knows? So taking a look here, I don't know. Dogecoin is scary. You do want to be careful for a pump and dump. I guess that was your point, but yeah, just be a little careful. Mike, I'm not sure if that FINRA report was ever released. I haven't been able to look into it. If anyone looks into it and wants to let us know, or maybe send it to me in Discord or something, I'd love to take a look. Yeah, my friend, let's take a look at Naked for you. So Naked, boy, oh boy. So let's take a look at the, I remember what these do. They do like clothing and stuff. They're in 44 countries worldwide and throughout 6,000 retail doors. Very impressive. Now, the question is, actually, I just got some kind of thing. Shared your video. Oh, thank you, Big Mac. Appreciate it. I watch for comfort. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. So taking a look here, we can see that, what are we seeing? So what they do, yeah, we know what they do. Financials, let's take a look at their financials. Over the past few years, since 2018, they have been, wow, they've been doing, okay, well, okay, take a look at this. In 2018, they made just under $1 million. No, oh, I'm in the, wait, what? Hold on, this thing is messed up. Because this is the same year. One second, my friends, I apologize. For some reason, it's just showing the same year, and it doesn't seem to be right. So maybe I'll just show 2018, 2019, 2020. 2018 was 60 million profit. 2019, 51 million profit. 2020, 46 million profit. Now, this is not my favorite. It seems to be going down. Now, again, are they investing in other things? Maybe they are investing in themselves, maybe some kind of R&D. Maybe they're trying to build another I don't know how they work, if they have a warehouse facility. I really couldn't tell you. So things that you need to make sure you're looking into, but just looking at profit is not the right way to do it. You want to make, you want to make sure you're looking at the whole picture. Okay. Institutional ownership is 0.28%. I do not like that at all. They've been around since 2015. They were listed on the, or, you know, I don't know when the company was founded, but they've been listed since 2015. So it's been here for a while now. As far as analysts, nothing about the analysts, can't trade options on it. So I really don't have a big opinion on this stock. Am I going to be investing in it? You know, not exactly, but maybe I'm wrong. You know, I don't know everything. Now, if you're going to invest in it, my question to you would be, you know, I would say if I was going to invest in it, I do like how it's kind of consolidated a little bit. I don't know if it's found a bottom. I'd probably wait for a little bounce, because I'm not sure if it found a bottom here. It may have, but it could continue to free fall if it doesn't respect this level of support here. And it's getting very, very close. If it does bounce, though, it could be a great entry point. I like it whenever stocks consolidate. I really, really do. Because especially, you know, it has some volatility, up and down, up, down. If you can catch it on a bounce, you know, before a bounce, that's when you want to catch it. Before the bounce, maybe pull out during the bounce if you want to take some profits. And you know, it seems like it, who knows what'll happen. Maybe it'll go back down, you can jump back in, but I don't know. I'd be careful. And it seems like you know, a lot of people that we take people's word for it, you know. I wouldn't take somebody's word for it, you know, unless they can really explain it to you. A lot of people, they go on Wall Street Bets and they just say, hey, oh, they said Naked's going to go up, I'm going to buy Naked. You know, you need to be very, very careful. Pantry, I'm not sure what your age is or anything, but a lot of the stocks that I see you asking about, I don't know, I think some of them are meme stocks. So I just would exercise a little bit of caution. And this is for everybody picking stocks. Not every stock is a meme stock. Some stocks are actually like really legit, but I'd be careful just looking for stocks that are heavily shorted, just looking for a squeeze, because, you know, I don't think you're going to be able to do that forever, because the hedge funds are, if they haven't caught on already, they're going to catch on and they're going to pull out of these weird positions, because they know we'll find it and we'll hop on it. So, you know, I would exercise a little bit of caution, my friends. Eric says, well, let me see. Olive says, this dark pool stuff makes me wonder. Wonder about what? I'd be curious to know. On GME, hedges are becoming increasingly desperate to take them down to the point where they have pretty much shorted the entire Russell 2000 in order to force the stock value of GME down. GME, by the way, is the biggest stock in the Russell 2000 ETF. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, like that's what we've been seeing, and they're going to continue. Actually, I have that chart pulled up here, or I don't know what this is considered. I guess a chart, right? So, and you can see it here. Look at this list right here. You can see GameStop. Look, just insane. And this is what they're doing. And look, this person says this is the hedgie's Hail Mary. Hopefully that is the point, or the not the point. Hopefully that is true. I think it is. They're running out of options. They're running out of plays. They're running out of time. Most importantly, running out of time. Because with unlimited amount of time, I'm sure they would just try to let it go down. And I think the DTCC or whoever knew that was going to happen. And that is why they decided that they were going to get out, that they were going to enact those rules and make sure that they get out, like force these people out of their positions, force them to cover. And that's my personal opinion. That's really what I think was happening, though. Truly. Yeah. Let's take a look at SPY. Man, I haven't seen SPY. You must be an original ape from Wall Street Bets, because I have not seen people talk about SPY for a very long time. So I mean, SPY for tomorrow. I mean, I guess we can look at it from a technical aspect. For those of you who don't know, this is an ETF, and a lot of people used to trade this. This used to be a big one for the for Wall Street Bets back in the day. I've been around Wall Street Bets for a long time, so I can say I've seen the stuff that they used to do all the time. So and this was one of them where you would see some big gains, big losses, a lot of memes. This was a big one for a long time. Frank Castle with the super chat. Thanks for streaming and your knowledge. I bought some Zoom after they corrected to 45. Can you look into the projection week and the 3-month candle? Absolutely. Let me finish up with this stock and we will take a look. And so, okay, so from a technical point, let's take a look at it a little more. Let's look at the 5-day. So for the 5-day, I'm kind of, it could be a good day for the SPY. You know what I mean? Like, they started to come up in after hours. It's so hard to say though. I mean, please don't do anything off of what I think might happen. I really need you to make a decision for this, but if I were to do an estimate, let's look at the 1 month. I'm just worried they're not done bleeding. I mean, you know what? It does look like they may have respected this level of support, though. And if they do continue to respect this level of support, it could be a good day. And this, again, is in the after hours. I just watch it super closely to see if it continues to respect it. But you're going to want to see if it reaches around here. So around the, I guess, 38.77, is that all they need to go to find a new level of support? So actually 37.10, yeah, so I'd keep an eye on it around there, but it's really tricky to say. SPY, oh boy, if you've been trading that one for a while, man, you never know which way this thing's gonna go. You really don't. Let's take a look at Zome. 3 months, and then look at the projection. Yeah, so my only thing about Zome, so if I was doing like a little technical analysis, I would take a look here, right? You see this trend line? They had a nice level of a very solid level of support here. I'm not sure if this is the wick or the actual candle. So, oh, see, look at that. It was the wick. So that actually worked out. A nice level of support, steady. And then they broke this. So we're kind of in a weird territory here. Theoretically, in my personal opinion, I wish they would have held strong at this level of support. I'll go ahead and draw this line here and let's see if we can get some action going. So I would have liked this level of support here. They did break through it, and as you can see, look, I was looking at it over here mostly and just making sure it kind of lined up with these candles as close as possible. But look how it kind of just like, you can see it now. It's so funny how whenever you break these apart, it kind of like, it just makes sense. That's one of my favorite things about these kind of charts. Like whenever you put these levels of support and resistance, it's so crazy how things truly almost follow the rules. It's so cool. Anyways, taking a look here, as you can see, it bounced. We had a nice double bottom, as my boy Trades would say, George W. And Look at this, and this is exactly what you're looking for whenever you're looking at this chart setup. Look at this. You're looking for this engulfing candle. This looks very, very good. Now, the question is so right now you're going to be looking for another thing. We have a microscopic squeeze down happening, right? So we can see here, boom. So we have it. Oh, whoops. We'll go ahead and grab it right there. So we have a microscopic squeeze down. So it's going to, and now the question is it going to break through? What you want to look for is an engulfing green candle around here that is going to make it continue to rise. Okay. And if you get that candle, that's great. Now, if you break under this level of support and it becomes a level of resistance, you're going to want to be a little careful. And if, you know, and you'll just have to see. But let me see what your question is more directly. After they corrected a 45 projection on a weekly candle. But anyways, yeah, so I do feel pretty good about this. Hopefully they continue to respect this. Hopefully they did they will like kind of bounce off this and continue to respect this. But I would be careful on this candle. If this candle dips and it starts to fall, you may want to just take profits and be good about it. Sign, I use a good company. Guys, let me go to the restroom real quick. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. And this gives me a chance to use my thing I never get to use, my away screen. So I'll be right back. Bear with me one moment. Let's take a sip of water before I go. All right, and we are back. Thank you all so much for bearing with me there. One moment. So let's take a look. What is going on with James? James says, where does this guy think AMC will go tomorrow on Friday? Any thoughts? Anyone? All right. Oh yeah, you guys like that kitty? Well, that was sick, right? I had that commission just for you guys. So James, where does this guy, aka me, think that AMC will go tomorrow or Friday? James, is really hard to tell. Here's what I think is happening. I think, and I've talked about this. I think that they are going to continue to drive the price down. They're going to try their best. We might have a flat day. We might have an up day, but I think if you're looking at a little more macroscopically, they're going to try to bring down the price as far as they can to continue. And this way, whenever they cover, because the time is running out with these DTCC rules coming, the time is running out, and what they're going to have to do is cover. And when they're forced to cover, they'd rather cover at $5 than cover at $15. And that is what I think is going to happen. Now, is it going to continue to go down during the week? I don't know, probably. I don't think they're done doing whatever they're doing. We're finding new stuff every single day. Whenever we're looking at this stuff, we're finding the whether this is legit or not. All these shares. This guy is he says that he may be wrong, could be nothing, but he said that looks like there were 1 billion shares trading in OTC and was in a dark pool, and then here's Citadel right here with AMC, 1 billion shares. So who knows if this is right? Who knows if this is wrong? But either way, a lot of weird stuff going on. And I think that they're going to continue to, I think the stock is going to continue to go down until they're forced to cover, in which case, and whenever that's done, then we'll have a huge run. That is my question. James, my friend, I need you to be subbed. I need you to be hanging out in the chat with us, because we don't know when they're gonna be enacted. Right now, the rule has passed and yeah, you can make sure you're sub, because as soon as the rule comes out, I'm gonna let you know. So right now, the rule is there and what they say is they have to show us your books. But hey, who cares if you have to show us your books if they can't do anything about it? The next rule that's going to be coming out that they're trying to pass is going to say, hey, they need to cover. They're going to be margin called. They're going to be forced to cover. And until they're forced to cover, then we're going to be waiting. We're going to be hanging out, and we're going to be chilling. So that's that. If you have a high average cost, consider averaging down. I'm subbed. I appreciate the sub. But don't worry. As soon as that comes out, guys, like I really plan on making a video essentially immediately. As soon as I find out, I'll make a video on it, because that is some very, very big news to do. So don't worry. As soon as it happens, you all will know. That's one of those videos that I don't care how many people make a video on. I will cover it because it's extremely important in my opinion. And if anyone is, if anyone's just joined the channel or anything, if you have a higher position in AMC and you may want to consider averaging down, do whatever works for you. If you don't want to put any more money in the stock, I totally understand. I've been there before with certain stocks, and I'm going to continue to add to my position though as it goes down. I'll still be averaging up, but I'm still happy with where I would be adding. So my opinion. Bitcoin. Do you think Bitcoin found the bottom? Hey, okay. Hopefully it did find a bottom, because holy smokes, this is rough. One of my bosses just texted me just now. We talk about this stuff. Wow, it kind of traded sideways for a little bit, huh? Interesting. Just crazy stuff. Damon, I would be very, very, very careful with that move. Damon says, if I sell AMC and buy it back, will I get more shares? No. If you bought, well, first of all, let's make it pretty clear. Let's say you bought one share up here at $14, right? And just shares, and you sold it at $9. Yes, you lost that money, but if you buy back in at $9, you're still at $9. So you're not saving any money there. Now, if you continue, theoretically, if you sold out at $9 and it dropped to $2 and you bought back in, then yes, you would make money. Now, are you going to... oh yeah, I guess you're asking if you can get more shares. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the question, but you need to be very careful about your thought process. What if you sell out at $9 and tomorrow it goes back to $12 and you missed it? Now you just missed out on all that money, because you try to game the system. So I'd be very, very careful. It's a very dangerous game to do. Very dangerous game. So keep that in mind. Something to definitely keep in mind. Starfish, I'm not sure your question, bid and ask on every single penny. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, right now we don't have the bid or asks on there, but you know, you can see the shares trading back and forth. I'm not sure if we get every single penny on the bid. I think we typically do, as long as there's one there. But yeah, yeah. SOS, yeah, I guess I'll hold. Oh, so Damon, so this is what I'm saying, my friend. You know, you may, oh yeah, if you have like a lot at that price, you know, you may want to consider, if you want to continue to invest in it, you really might want to average down. You know, I know it sucks and everything, but you know what, you may feel a lot better if you can get your average down to maybe $12 or something. And this way, you know, you really don't have to go as high for you to be in the positive. So I would just be a little bit, I'd be a little careful, you know. Starfish, I don't think you can see the level 2 order book for several days, from my understanding, and maybe there's a cool place you can see it, but in here all I have is this one. You can just see kind of what's going on. I'm sure there are places that you can get maybe, or I don't know if you can get longer ones or shorter ones or what, but yeah, I'm really not sure what you're trying to do, my friend. Sorry about that. Poker says my GME position is 50 at 161 average, feeling great. Hey, you know, I'm happy to hear that. I do have a position at 135 average, and I feel okay. I really feel okay. Not too worried about it. I put 100% into AMC. Damon, you know, that I understand. I totally understand. It's going to be hard to average down if you can even put, you know, depending on how many shares, if you put more, I mean, it may barely bring down your average. So things to consider. But you know what? I don't know. I feel okay. I feel okay even at where you are. I know it sucks seeing the red, seeing the negative, but you know, if you can hold and you're okay, you may want to. Yeah, everybody's saying, you know, some people are saying to ride it out, and it's not financial advice, but do what's best for you. That could be a good play for you to hold. I saw a question here. I keep missing your question. Okay, Hamilton, sorry about that, my friend. I know you've already asked me this. Does DFV's $21 call expire on April 16 play into running out of time for the hedge funds? So that one, I'm really not referring to that. What I'm referring to, the DTCC rule, and most of the DTCC rules and everything that's going on, congressional hearings, there's a lot of stuff happening. Back for the end, just in time, Eddie. Appreciate it. And so, yeah, I think that could be a very real. Sorry. So yeah, I'm mostly waiting for those DTCC rules. As far as his $21 call, if he chooses to exercise it, and he buys in, then yes, that could be great. I don't know how many what are they called? Contracts he has, but if he chooses to exercise them and he floods all those additional shares into the market, which he probably will, then I think that would be great. But I'm not sure how many how many contracts it is. Damon says, yeah, I've been in the stock market for only like 2 weeks, so I'm learning a lot about volatility and investment strategies. Yeah. And Damon, you know, you may want to consider, and there's a bunch of different ways, but right now, you know, I don't know if you have any extra money to put in, and you may not too, especially, you know, and you may have money, but you don't want to put it in AMC. And I understand, you know, it's good to diversify. So you may want to consider doing is, you may want to do a little more of a, I call it like, what do I call it? I'm forgetting. I'm like losing my voice. Let me take a sip of water. I call it, I can't even remember the name. Intuitive investing. Wow, I'm actually losing my voice. Sorry about that. So intuitive investing, where you think, and granted, this is not like probably not the best way to do a strategy, but intuitive investing is, let's use the easiest one since we're already talking about AMC, is right now they're down, but guess what? They're not going bankrupt. The vaccine is out, all the good stuff that we talk about every single day, multiple times. Now, where do I think they're going to be in a year? Do I think they're going to be okay in a year? Well, let me think. Everyone's going to be going out, this and that. So you can think about that for a few stocks, you know, taking a look at Dave & Buster's. Where do I think they're going to be in a year? People want to go do these things, you know. Will that be a good stock? So those kind of investments are things to consider, and that could be a good little way to dip your toes, you know. And then you can look a little more into technical analysis, support points, and resistance, and all that stuff. But yeah, just baby steps. And I do want to make, I'm going to make a few videos on this, guys. I'm telling you, if I had the time, I would make so many videos. I have so many like things that I want to make for you guys, like even stuff like that. There's so many new investors, and people want to know about options and all this stuff. And I hopefully soon, guys, hopefully I'll have that time to dive deep and just go all in on this. That's what I'm trying to work toward. Yeah, see, options right here, James. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, people want options, and you can make money in options, and stuff like that. And James, something I'll kind of give you this. You may want to consider something called leaps. And a leap meaning you're invested in an option, and you're just out of the money for a long time. So for example, it is more expensive, but what you could consider doing is, if you wanted to get into options and you understood how it worked and it was unlocked for you, you could look into getting an option all the way in. Let's say you're scared about the pandemic and everything. So you're like, you know what, in 2022, January, I think the stock is going to at least be worth, you know, $12. So you go in here and you buy some options way far out here, and you do it that way. And here I finally learned how to find your break-even point for for this. Okay, look, so the break-even point is right down here on Webull. I've been looking for it forever. You have to go to graph, and then down here you'll see your break-even point. So and that's something important to keep in mind. If you're playing an option, you have to know what your break-even point is, okay? Because if your break-even point is, you know, so if you buy a $12 strike price, your break-even point right here is $15.20. So although you're buying it at the $12 strike, you're going to want to make sure that $15.20, it's going to at least hit $15.20, okay? To make sure you're making money. And anything above it, keep in mind, your max, the only amount you can lose is what you put in, so $320, and you can gain unlimited. So if this goes to $1 million, then you're sitting pretty well. Yeah, things to think about. I appreciate everybody with the support and the encouragement in the chat. It's actually pretty cool to see everyone helping each other out. And I'm like over here, I'm like trying to answer a question, and I see someone else answered it already, and you guys are just helping each other out. I love it. I really love it. It's so cool. It's very cool. Neo. Okay, let's take a look at Neo into next week for my friend Venkata. Neo. A lot of people have been asking about Neo. I think I missed the crowd already. Sorry about that, guys. But if you're still here, you know, we'll look at Neo for a sec. So I mean, as we know, like EVs, right? Yeah. So let's take a look at their finance. I mean, how long have they been around? I really don't know much about Neo. Looks like they are just getting into making a profit, which is pretty cool, actually. Institutional ownership, 36.45 institutional ownership. I think it's interesting. They only have BlackRock in. Oh, there's Vanguard. I thought they weren't hanging out today, but I guess I was wrong. So taking a look at analysts are still, dang, some people really don't like the stock, and some people really like the stock. So you're gonna have to make that decision there. But taking a look at the what else do we have here? So take a look at the chart setup. So I'll look. It's funny. I love it whenever I look at these charts, and I find these old I don't know trend lines and stuff that I did, and then they kind of pan out. So I guess I had this trend line in here a while ago, and this is exactly what I would have said. And see, this is what I talk about, guys. Like these technical things, they're really not that hard to do. But look, I guess whenever I talked about it, I said they needed to break over this level of resistance, and Look, they break through, and what I always say is you want an engulfing green candle like this, and look at that. It just continued. Did it continue to go? It's kind of back down, still up a little of where it was, but it's funny how, you know, I guess it works for a little bit, and you really don't know which way it's going to go, but sometimes it'll work. Anyways, so I don't even know. Do you want my thoughts on Neo? Neo could be pretty fantastic. I think it's going to be a longer term hold, personally. And I guess if you're getting into Neo, you're ready for that. So just be sure about everything they're going to do. And you know, so many questions like, yeah, they're in China. So like, are they going to be able to come to the US? Remember, there's some weird stuff going on, especially with like TikTok and all this stuff, you know, and remember there was the whole, they're stealing all your information and giving it to the Chinese government. From my understanding, if you're in the military, you're not allowed to have TikTok installed on your military phone, on your military issued device, just because they like, I guess they really do take all your information. So crazy. Who's saying what passed? Somebody said something passed. And I would love to know what passed. Let's take a look at SOS. I do have a position in SOS. But it was one of those recommendations that I did not do my research. I just kind of jumped in. So take that for what that is. These guys are in consumer credit business and emergency rescue services business. The company also operates insurance agency business through its subsidiary. The company also, okay, let's see what else they have. So they, okay, I guess I have to read the whole sentence. The company, through its subsidiaries, is engaged in providing a consumer lending marketplace for lenders and borrowers in China with predictive selection technology, or PST, automated decision technology, ADT, and non-credit data analytic and risk-based capabilities. The company serves marketplace investors and borrowers both online and through a physical network of data verification centers. The company offers consumption loans, lifestyle loans, and microcredit lending. The company also provides corporate clients and individual members with emergency rescue through internet and satellite communications. The three products are cloud-based systems. Okay, so cool stuff, guys. Like a lot of future stuff, a lot of technology, and a lot of people, you know, it's tricky. Oh, what passed? What passed? New York weed? Marijuana passed? I don't know what's going on. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to read the chat and keep up, but very, very interesting if that is the case. So this stuff is cool, you know, and a lot of people want to get in on these new technologies and all this stuff, but you have to keep in mind, like, I think CTRM, which is the maritime company that they do the shipping, is a solid, very, you know, in the scheme of things, a very basic, easy to understand business. And I think there's a lot of money to be made in something as simple as that. Whenever they get into all this crazy stuff, predictive selection technology, I mean, it seems like they're doing some kind of loans. So they're doing loans and they're able to decide who they're giving out loans to. And this is what it just seems like, by deciding who, by their technology. They have all this technology doing all that. Let's take a look at the financials and see how they've been doing annually. No gross profit here. Nothing in the gross profit as for the quarterly either. 1.31 institutional ownership. And the chart. So take a look at this chart. It looks like they are consolidating, and here's what we saw. We did see this level of support that was happening, and you know, as we can see to my trend line, they were doing like a little squeeze down here, and before they could even squeeze all the way down, they did break that level of support. And now you can see we're in a scary place. So let's see if I can, have another level of support here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and draw this line and see if we can make it do what it do. And now we do have here, so there's a little level of support here, as we can see, happened for a while. The question is it going to respect this red candle here? I do not like this one bit. Hopefully it bounces back. I think a lot of these stocks are going to continue to bounce back, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. Okay, I'm going to catch up on the chat just a little bit. I'm going to start wrapping up the stream. I appreciate everyone hanging out with me. We will be back tomorrow from 6 p.m. Central to 9 p.m. Central once again. IDEX. Yeah, we'll take a quick look at IDEX, and that'll be the last one. Grand welcome, my friend. Thank you for showing up at the very end. I appreciate it. You guys are always here, man. And no worries. Hey, I know not everyone's gonna be able to show up every single day, but I see you making an effort, and I appreciate that. No problem, Caleb. Good buddy of mine. His name is Caleb too. Went to high school. Ideanomics, IDEX. Okay, let's take a look at what IDEX does. It's so sad because I read these all the time, and I know I've read IDEX multiple times before, but rough. Thank you for your time and opinions. Hey, Jesse, no problem. My pleasure. I enjoy. Thanks you guys for hanging out with me. It's I always have a good time. It's funny. I get off the call and and then I talk to my fiance, and she goes, oh, like, and we just talk about everything that happened. It's just so funny. It's so much fun. So the company's electric vehicles, EV. Okay, here we go. That they do adoption of commercial electric vehicles and developing financial services for fintech products. And this is something that is so interesting for me. What is a fintech product? Oh. What is okay, financial tech. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I always see that term, and it's like, and sometimes you just gotta look it up, and it's like, oh, okay, duh. But here we go. We'll just read this really quick. At its core, fintech is utilized to help companies, business owners, and consumers better manage their financial operations, processes, and lives by utilizing special software and algorithms that are used on computers and increasingly smartphones. Fintech, the word is a combination of financial technology. There we go. Now we're all on the exact same page. But what do you think about the San Antonio Spurs? I love it. Okay, so that's what these guys do. Financials year over year. Let's look at the annual. Annually, they have been doing very interestingly. So let's see. This is from 2016 to 2019. They were negative 300,000 in 2016. They were up 7 million in 2017, down 3 million. In 2018, but they went crazy in 2019. They went from 3 million profit in 2018 to 43 million profit. So additional 40 million profit, which is insane. Crazy. I don't know. But anyways, so not too bad. Huge up there. 4% institutional ownership. Analysts think, wow, they all agree. This is weird. That's a weird one. And then the chart setup. Let's look at the chart setup here. And I'm seeing this with a lot of companies. I'm hoping that they did find a bottom. If not, hopefully they go ahead and respect the level of support around here. Granted, it looks like it. Oh gosh. Okay, I'll go ahead and draw a line. It looks like it may break it. I wouldn't be surprised if it broke it at all. But you're going to be looking for a big bounce here. It looks like you may actually have had that bounce. So I just make sure it continues to consolidate if you're thinking about adding to your position, or maybe trying to time the bottom here. Hopefully this is the bottom, but it really is hard to tell with a lot of these stocks. Don't give up. Your wife will come around when she starts seeing the money roll in. I mean, no. She's extremely supportive, but we do talk about all this stuff that's going on, but it's a good thing. It's yeah, she's fantastic. James says, I truly appreciate you the time to answer my questions, because a lot of YouTubers don't even ask over and over again. I'm on the stream 7+ hours, kind of ridiculous. Thanks, man. Hey, no problem at all. I'm trying. I try to do my best, and I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. But tomorrow, yeah, I'll be on tomorrow again, guys. If I missed your stock, I apologize. I'm gonna, Chrissy, I'll get to your question in a second. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'll be on tomorrow. If anyone wants to see me, Chrissy, let me answer your question, I guess, and then I'll do my wrap up speech. So, indicators. I like to use a few indicators here. So here we have the So let me show you exactly what I have. So here, down here is the RSI, the relative strength index. Okay, anything over 70 is overbought, anything under 30 is oversold. And so here, what you want to see is, you see how it's a little oversold here. That typically means whenever it's oversold, it's going to bounce. See, take a look at this one right here. It was oversold and it bounced up. Oversold and it bounced up. Whenever it's overbought, it starts to come down. Now, this doesn't happen every single time. As you can see here, it is oversold, and it comes back down, then it goes back up. And here, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to move all the way down and all the way up, all the way down and all the way up, but you'll typically see, you can see some kind of patterns in here. Take a look at this one. Take a look now. Look at the top of the screen here, right? You can see this chart right here was up, and then it just kind of came down, but it kept going up in the long run. Granted, this is over a course of a few days, so keep that in mind. But that is one of the indicators I use. Another one I use is the 15 MA, so 15-day moving average, or the moving average over a 15-day period, and then the 200-day exponential moving average, or the moving average over a 200-day period. And these three combined typically give you a pretty good indications. My favorite is probably the RSI, but and these you can kind of see how the 15-day MA kind of matches the 200 EMA, kind of being a lot more smooth in terms of the movement. But here you can see and typically what you're looking for is, for example, whenever you see, let's actually see whenever this crossed over. So whenever the 15 MA crosses over the 200 EMA, and it kind of crossed over here. This is not my favorite crossover point. But essentially, whenever this crosses over here, you're technically in bullish territory, right? So you see how this goes up, and theoretically, it did cross over here. And then now, see how it continues to stay above it? You're in bullish territory. And then what you're going to be looking for is whenever the 15 MA crosses over in a downward motion, the 200 EMA, then what you're seeing, I moved my trend line. I don't want to delete it, so I'm going to set it up one more time. Sorry about that. 1 second. All right. So whenever it crosses back down over the 200 EMA, now you're in bearish territory, meaning the stock is going to go down. And you can kind of see, this is a pretty clear representation here. Whenever it crosses under it like this, you'll see you're in bearish territory, continue to go down. So what you may want to look for is for this 200 EMA to hook back up. Now, granted, it looks like it's a little oversold. So, and if you were swing trading, this could be a great way to get this up. You know what I mean? Like, you can get this up all the way. If you hit it at the very bottom, and then you can hopefully ride it up, and again, you want to use a few of these indicators, like these levels of support and resistance. And here you could see, hey, kind of bounced good. I like how this bounced, and maybe this would be a good place to hop in. But just little indicators that you can use. And I'm going to be covering these. And hopefully, very, very soon. I have so many promises to you guys, so many videos I want to make. Again, if I can get to, I don't even have to get to trade. If I can get to Andrew Mo Money status, tens of thousands of subs or something, I'm pretty sure I could just hop onto this full time, and really make some quality content for you guys. And that is it. Sorry, Pantry, I'm heading out for the night, but I'll see you tomorrow, and we can talk more about the stocks and all this good stuff. Okay. Thank you all for hanging out with me again. I appreciate you guys having a good time. Chrissy, I hope I was able to help you a little bit. Hopefully you were still here and didn't catch my leave. But how much do you know about put options? I know about put options. I'd rather explain them in a call way, because I like calls a lot better. But put options, yeah, same thing as calls essentially, but going the other way. But yes, I do. We can talk about those another time, Rakora. Chrissy, yeah, hey, no problem at all. My pleasure, my absolute pleasure. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And if you do like the content, you want to hang out with me tomorrow, consider subscribing. And I'm gonna bring you guys the latest news as quickly as I can. Okay. And that is what I have. Thank you all so much again for hanging out with me. I appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you all hopefully tomorrow. And if not, hopefully soon. All right. You guys have a good night. All right. Peace.